Avast, ahoy, and good day once again to ye mateys! I be your jauntily roving and boldly gallivanting DM Josh the Pirate, and it brings me more joy than making up something funny on the fly because it's no longer relevant to bring you back to Corsair's Cove and another episode in my Humblewood world for more of Monsters and Magic. With me, I have me hearty crew, the voyaging Daria Surname Redacted, the travelling Karen Schlink, and the roaming Brendan Ellis. So, let's talk about these lovely folks, shall we? Who the absolute heck are all of you? Daria, who the heck are you?
You know, after the conversation we had before this, voyaging might not be the best theming of our adjectives. But I am Daria. I am an artist. I did emotes and portraits for this channel, and I play Julio in Humblewood. Hello.
Yes, you do. And I think it's worthy to note that Daria's latest artwork can be seen on the stream in just a second, so Karen better pay attention to it because it is the updated artwork for Kesh. It'll be coming around right after Julio. Yes.
Who also looks up pretty.
Yes, he does. It's a nice upgrade. I'm very happy with it. There you go, Karen.
Sorry, I'm just gonna wait for the stream to catch up.
Ooh.
Oh, look at that bow.
Neat.
Yes. Karen, who the heck are you?
Hi, I'm Karen, and I'm happier than an orca that's just worked out how to sink boats for the first time.
Nice. Like it.
Thank you. I am a performer, a writer, internet addict. You can follow me on Twitter at Mother O'Bunnies. Or you can follow my burlesque alter ego on Instagram at Miss Lola Moore. Or if you are strictly in this for the TTRPG, you can listen to my dulcet tones in the D&D podcast, There Be Dragons.
Marvellous. And Brendan, who the heck are you, mate?
Hello, I'm Brendan. I'm an actor and director, PogChamp. I'm Brenser in chat where I'll probably be shitposting. And I was here last Monday, so if you have a time machine, you can watch Corsair's Cove Monday just gone, or more feasibly, check the VOD, where I was a little Gerbean hamster named Alexander LeChonk.
Yes, you were.
Nice.
That was a good time.
He was a good
The
boy.
best chunky boy.
Alexander the Chonk. I love that name.
Le Chonk.
The Chonk. Oh my god.
So, the
He's
Chonk in French. Yeah.
Daria, you're getting confused because you know too many languages.
Yeah.
So
I can understand.
if you can just know less, I would
Okay, I
appreciate it.
will. Mm-hmm.
That's a question, actually. How many languages do you speak, Daria?
2.5, not that many.
Okay. More than I do.
My Chinese is very meh.
Are you
Yeah,
in...
it's-
Yeah, I'm not going to ask that, actually. That's not really a thing you probably necessarily want to share on the internet. I was just going to ask for your general location, but let's not. And
No.
Madame and Monsieur, Dame under Herren, of beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel asking inappropriate questions of my players and playing D&D. And other RPG-related games, like Humblewood, or on Monday, where we play Major Magica. We'll be having another game of Major Magica next Monday, and then on Tuesday, very exciting times, we will be having a game of Thirsty Sword Lesbians, which I am quite excited for. We have our Session 0 tomorrow. We will not be streaming it, because it's a sort of very serious business time, very serious people doing serious things.
It's going to be a string of pussy jokes.
It will be. Yes, that's actually, we're going to, I have been informed by Dragon Care that they will be playing an asexual swashbuckler just to mix things up a little bit, and I'm like, hell yeah, love it. So we'll be interested to see what the others do. Oh no, did I miss it? No, Crisp and Crunch, you did not miss it. You missed nothing, my friend. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. My virgin ears, Karen, no! Hey, Bishop Blood. Your ears could not be described by that adjective, I feel.
We need to check what Twitch is, because Twitch is like changing all its shit, which is really annoying. But one of the things you have to flag is for like profanity or coarse language, and I'm just like, again, the dilemma. Is it profane coarse language or just being Australian?
I was going to say,
Yes.
there goes every Australian streamer.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, we're all fucked, mate.
Alrighty, marvelous. Well, guys, yes. Karen, could you tell me about the Ukraine quickly?
I can. The Ukraine. You may have heard about what's happening in Ukraine. There's been a war. It sucked. Hopefully at some point we'll be able to like redirect the orcas to kind of help deal with that. They seem to be proactively solving problems lately. But if you would like to help the Ukrainian people, you can via one of the two links in chat. The first is a straight up donation link for the Emergency Action Appeal, which is the Australian appeal for Ukrainian refugees. You can pick your charity, pick your donation, click away. Small and large donations gratefully received. The second is for the Curious Compendium of Slavic Myth, which is a 38-page D&D booklet inspired by Ukraine and that part of Europe. It's got creatures, subclasses. It's got a wonderful one-shot, which we played, and you can watch on our YouTube if you need a little sneak peek. And you can purchase a copy for the very reasonable price of £1, which goes to the British Red Cross Appeal for Ukraine. But there's no cap on how much you want to pay for it. So if you want to pay £1,000 for it, you can, and you'd be pretty great for doing that.
Yeah, bloody champion. Splendid.
If you wanted to spend 250, what, $250,000, I'm just going to say it that way, then you would, it wouldn't be the worst way that amount of money has been spent this week.
It would be an extremely good way to spend that amount of money. I can think of few better ways to spend that amount of money, except possibly buying a... No, I won't say that. Would that be in bad taste? Look, please, I would also remind our trekking, touring, and possibly even traipsing audience to please like, follow, and subscribe to all the things, you bloody champions. We have all the exclamation mark socials. We have the exclamation mark YouTube for episodes you may have missed, and we have a Discord. Woo! Yay! So you can come and join us there as well. How lovely that would be. We also need to shout out the wonderful friends at Sirenscape. Sirenscape are providing the music that is currently gracing your ear holes, and Wooten Forge, the makers of WA's finest handcrafted wooden tabletop accessories, and possibly even the world's. You could head on over to wootenforge.com/Corsairs Cove to get yourself some beautiful artisan quality D&D accessories. If you are coming down to Winterfest this year, which Karen and I will be, in the good Humblewood, it's Jack Squarepeg. Hey Jack, how are you, mate?
Jack!
Jack, aren't you streaming right now?
Hold out.
I mean, awesome, good to have you here, but shouldn't you be playing Resident Evil Village? Yes, Jack just finished. I see. Marvellous. Well, lovely to have you here, buddy. One less stream for Kate DeMott, exactly.
But she wields her mod sword so beautifully.
It's so elegantly, yes. And you can check out our creative art stream on our Discord to see the mod sword in reality, because Kate painted it attached to a little knight guy. That was very good. So many swords, so little time. What else do we need to talk about? Karen, I think we need a bit of a recap. What the frick happened last time? Of Sojourning and Serendipity. That's Monday nights.
Ooh, I like that though. Yes, we rejoined our adventurers. We had just finished murdering the Fell, I believe. Hang on.
That was the week before.
That was the week before. Oh, right. We're sending the message to the crest. Which I/Kesh had to write and stressed about a bit, but we managed to get into a tight 50-word comprehensive message that we sent through to the crest, and we may have got a response from Susan to confirm that this was
in fact from you.
In fact from Kesh, which is actually very sensible and rational of Susan, and I appreciate the attention to detail. We had a little bit of time to kill before blamphing back to Alderheart, so we spent some time doing research into the plains in Eric's familial library. Very impressive space that we got to hang out in and admire the books. Then we sent a quick message to Mark to update him on the situation and let him know that he didn't need to race out of town because we may have killed the problem. In fact, he probably is more safer to stay put now, given what we're about to do. So, with our business generally concluded, we blamped back to Alderheart, and then blew the mind of the guard at the base of the tree with creative descriptions of our recent adventures. We got the lowdown on what had been happening while we were gone. The city is in fact in lockdown now. So if you go through the main gate, you get searched. So fortunately, we have secret tunnels, and we're not going to have to deal with that. But interesting to know what's going down in the lead up to the elections. It's going to be very exciting. And yeah, we returned to our tree-based base.
Yep.
Our based base.
Our based base. To check in. We chatted to some peeps, got the lowdown. Our pigeon friend came back and was all like, I'm ready to go infiltrate the perch guard now. And we were like, good on you, little buddy. Off you go. Be free. And Julio tried to commune with the Elder Heart to work out where this life node thing was to get us to the plane of life. And it was going okay, but not great. And then Kesh got a hella migraine, but also Hunter's Mark on the life node. So we had to go down into the roots of the tree.
Yep.
The sussy part of town, if you will. And we may have passed some perch guard being a little heavy-handed with some folks. And I, as Kesh, was like, oh, that's dodgy. We should help them, but also we're in a hurry. And Eric just straight up charmed them and told them to bugger off.
That's cool.
Well, Julio initiated.
Yeah.
Julio did initiate, and then Eric just came in and charmed.
Julio
the
initiated
pack.
and failed, and Eric was like, I got
Julio
this.
did the right thing, and then Eric did the better thing.
Yeah.
Eric helped.
And Eric helped.
Eric helped. And
Cash
we
was
eventually
like, you guys ready? Come on. Jesus. Who
Guys.
cares about the fucking hedge?
and we found an old, worn down. Looked at chat.
No, he did not.
We found an old temple, which appeared to be where Kesh's migraine was telling her to go. We met the old priest guy there, and kind of worked out what was going on. Found the right spot on the wall, and yeah, after a little bit of a tree popin', we managed to open the gate into the plane of life, through which glorious bright light was streaming. And we all stood in awe. We farted about a bit, trying to see if we could use a flower to tell how fast or slow time was passing, but it was inconclusive. So we were just like, fuck it. And we walked through the portal. I believe it was Julio, Kesh, Eric, the order in which we passed from this plane into another. Dun dun dun.
Love it.
Did I miss any pertinent detail?
I don't think so.
Excellent.
Glorious. Well, thank you very much, Karen. Yes, a slight retcon. We did discuss this last week, but for those who missed it, I made things a little unnecessarily complicated regarding languages on the plane of life and death. The official word is Sylvan, also called Fey, is the current language, is the official language of the plane of life and death. It's the primary dialect of Primordial. So Fey is Sylvan, and Sylvan is a dialect of Primordial. It's similar to Ignan and Aquan and all the others. And Kesh, whilst Kesh does canonically speak Sylvan, they don't know that they do yet. It's just never come up.
It's a surprise.
Yes.
I can't wait to be surprised by that.
Yeah.
Also, Bishop Blood. I think those two images really do sum up current events, particularly aquatic ones, quite well.
Yes. Mateys, may May the flowers you are looking for be easily reached, and all the beings you meet turn out not to be mimics, as we head tremulously at first, and then with mounting heat and passion, into the elemental plane of life. So, Julio, you emerge, I suspect blinking, into the brightness. It takes a few moments for your senses to be able to start sorting anything out as the assault of light and shapes appear at you. But after a few seconds, your vision starts to make things clear. You appear to be in a clearing. The grass is up to your waist and waves in a warm breeze, thick with pollen and the scent of hyacinth and buttercup. Beyond this is a stream that flows along one side of the clearing, while the others are lightly forested in an eclectic collection of trees, tropical, deciduous, and evergreen, all wave fronds at each other, all in the full blush of summer growth. Just being here rejuvenates you. You feel energized and invigorated, your muscles seeming to buzz with potential. What do you do?
Okay, well, first I turn around to see how Kesh fares, because we know that she would have trouble with her eyes, so I'm like getting ready to guide her if she is blinded.
Oh, that's right. I scrounge crafted some sunglasses.
Yes, you did. Sun goggles, I think they were, really, but yes. Yeah. You anticipate her coming straight through behind you, but she does not. And in fact, it's quite hard to make out even where you came through from.
Oh. Would be good to have a message right now.
If you like, I mean, you have to be able to see the person, don't you? If you like, you can make an investigation or perception check.
I shall investigate. A smart
option.
I'll try. Yes. It's a 20.
20.
Not natural.
Not natural, but that's pretty decent. Yes. Looking carefully, you can see a mote of glittering dust in the air. It is a glimmering fractal prism. So, like, it looks not unlike a very pointy dice, but it keeps sort of changing its dimensions. Its its edges constantly sort of rotating and changing shape. It is about a foot long, and you would guess that is what you came out of. It is a hypercube. It's like a hypercube, actually. Yeah, that's a fairly good way of putting it, Bishop Blood. It looks like it's got more dimensions that can fit in 3 dimensions.
Ooh, okay. And it seems active currently.
Yes. Oh, very much so.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, as I understand, I hear a lot of like sounds of life around. What do I hear?
You do. Birds in the air, insects buzzing around, the whistling of, the brushing of leaves of trees rubbing against each other. In the distance, sounds of animals, sort of the low lowing of herd animals. Though you cannot, from where you are, see any. It is nice to be here. It is very pleasant for Julio.
Nice.
It is like when you connected to the older heart.
But all the time.
But constantly.
That's
Indeed.
cool. Okay.
Can you roll me a d6, please?
A D6. Okay. I shall. Well, I don't know why I rolled 2 of them. But I don't know what this is.
You rolled a d12 and a d6. So we will have that. The 4. There was a 4 there.
Okay.
You heal 4 points.
Oh, that's nice. Because I was not all up.
No, you weren't. You heal for 4 hit points, and as you do, Kesh sort of falls through this fractal prism. Kesh, it's been about a minute, Julio, since you got here, and then Kesh pops through. Kesh, for you, it is much worse to be here than it is for Julio. It seems like the light is boring into your brain, even through your protective lenses. You also detect a low, occasional pounding in the ground beneath you. Away in the distance, above the trees, you can make out a mountain range, seemingly covered in greenery. Within about 20 seconds, your headache clears, though the world is still overbright.
Oh. It's quite bright, isn't it? Goodness.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
Oh, my headache's gone, but this is going to be complicated. Could I possibly get like a strip of thin cloth and like kind of not completely blindfold myself, but like blindfold the top half of my goggles?
Yeah, to sort of just limit the amount of light that can get in through them. Yeah.
Yeah, like obviously it's going to restrict my peripheral vision a bit, but I can I'm not completely covering them. I'm just kind of.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. Given that you crafted the goggles on the fly, you can then modify them further on the fly.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I have no issues with that. So I kind of like the idea of Kesh actually taking them off, colouring in the lenses with like soot or something on the inside, and then putting them back on. And like, that's better.
Can I make this darker? Can I make this darker? Oh, God.
As Kesh does that, Julio is like still quite wired and excited, and like jumps around Kesh as she like tries to make the goggles darker, and says, "Oh, I think time here does flow a little differently because you were right behind me. But then I spent like a full minute here while you were stepping in, so I feel like we have more time here than we have outside, which is pretty good. And also, I feel like this place is like full of magic." And Julio's like trying to cast like druidcraft all around just to check how it behaves.
Julio, what are you trying to do?
For druidcraft, I just want to like spawn some of these like white flowers from the alder heart just to check how they look here.
Sure. So how many would you be anticipating creating? Normally a druidcraft is like it lets you open a single flower.
Yeah, usually
time.
like one flower per time.
Yeah. You click your fingers and a fountain of them shoots out of your hand.
Oh, that is so cool, Kesh.
Oh, goodness. This place is quite exciting, isn't it?
The sky possesses clouds, but no apparent sun. It is as though the entire plane emits this light, and everything caught by it absolutely flourishes. And yes, Julio inadvertently casts Hail of Petals, and just fountaining out little flowers out of his hands as Kesh is like, "Oh God, it's so bright."
It's like when your parents wake you up early after a big night out, and they're like, "Rise and shine," and you're like, "Die."
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kesh, and Julio, can you roll me d6s, please?
Ooh.
We're getting constant healing? That's amazing.
I rolled a 1.
I rolled a 6.
Julio, you feel 6 better. Kesh, you feel 1 better. That actually completely tracks.
It is very bright.
It is very bright. And as you sort of feel a little bit even more rejuvenated, Eric, you bust on through this portal. Eric, you see the same trees, the same mountains, the grass gently sways, but none of it has the same luster. It's as though all the brilliance has been sucked out of the world. The colors are muted, and the pollen smells like soot in your nose. The world also feels a little on the chilly side.
Oh, this isn't what I expected at all.
What do you mean?
Well, I was expecting something a bit more like a summer day, you know? And it feels more like winter.
Oh.
Ah.
So it's not really, really sunny and bright, like light shooting into your face from literally every angle to you.
No.
Can you cast druidcraft?
Eric?
I'll try. I want to snap my fingers and make a little ember of something appear and make some flowers grow.
What are you attempting to grow? Just a single flower? Something like what Julio did?
Yeah, look, what are we standing on? Just grass?
Yep, you're in a grassy meadow.
Yeah, I think I will flick an ember onto the grass and try to grow a flower from there.
There is the ember smolders as it touches the ground, and yes, what grows is it is a flower, but it is actually on fire. The petals are sort of constantly the petals are fire, I should say. It is a flower made of fire.
That is very
Wow.
different.
That's never
very
happened
cool.
before.
And the grass around it. Eric and Julio, you can make me Arcana checks. And Kesh, if you're looking to, you can as well.
I'm watching.
Sauce. 18.
18 from Julio. Very, very nice.
Oh, natty 20, baby.
22 from Kesh. Yeah. I think you all notice this, but Kesh and Julio notice it better. Kesh particularly. Actually, this tracks that Kesh is the one that notices. Kesh is the one who is most familiar with woodland plants and animals and things like that. Kesh, after sort of as you're watching, about 15 seconds later, it is clear that there is now a little sort of patch around this flower that Eric created. The soil is bare around it, but nothing burnt. It is as though the grass moved away.
I don't think the grass likes your spell.
No, that tracks. That's fair.
Weird.
Does it know that you are a tender?
I don't think that's probably what it can sense. I want to call out Hope and see how Hope's doing.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay. Julio and Cash, you can roll another d6 and heal that much.
Ooh,
Eric.
But Eric does not.
5.
Yeah.
So, as you may have suspected by now, there are some fun little rules about this place, dependent on your elemental alignment. Eric, Hope blazes out. How big is Hope normally? Size of a pigeon?
Well,
Little bigger?
I kind of resent that comparison, but yes,
Turkey?
I think so.
Yeah, about a chicken or a pigeon? That sort of size?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
A duck.
You can.
Now you're
Parrot,
looking at
maybe.
a decent-sized owl. Probably
Okay.
half again bigger than they usually are. And their flames burn with a significantly more power. This is the first warmth you have felt here. And Hope clearly likes it here, but is confused how she got here.
Right.
Indeed, she would turn to you and say, "Life?" In Ignan.
Okay. I will reply back. Yes, we're in the plane of life.
She says, "Others here. Other fire."
Fire elementals.
Fire plane close.
Okay, apparently the fire plane is close.
That good or bad, do you think?
I don't know. Can I just clarify? I haven't spoken to Hope on our plane, have
Nope.
I? This isn't. Yeah. Okay. And
It's
the
like
only
being
time
on
I
an
have,
elemental plane.
yeah,
She's a little bit
when we were
smarter.
on the fire plane,
Yep.
were we just speaking in common?
No, you were speaking in England.
Okay, we were. All right. Is the fire plane normally this close to the life plane?
She says, moves. But yes.
Ah. Okay. Are all of the elemental planes constantly shifting?
She nods.
Okay. Thank you.
All border all.
Sorry?
All border all.
Right. Yes, I suppose that makes sense.
You actually, I would say, because you've had a little bit of time to study that book that you found about the elemental planes, in it expresses that the planes move constantly in relation to each other, but where they brush up against each other, you almost have a demi-plane, where one meets another. So, for example, the plane of fire, where it meets the plane of water, is the plane of smoke and fog.
Yeah.
And so
Steam.
forth. Yeah. So, what you would call the point where the fire plane meets the life plane, the plane of scorching or whatever. But they all border up against each other, regardless of how, like, physically impossible that is. They, in some ways, seem to occupy the same space.
It's that impossible staircase thing.
Exactly, yeah. Life and earth, flesh. No, ew, no, oh no.
But that means there's a
absolutely
lava
not.
plane somewhere where
does.
fire and earth meet.
Exactly.
Which is cool.
Yes.
I want to
What?
go to the plane of flesh.
The plane of flesh. Nope. That's just roll 69 in chat.
Oh!
That kills people. Blood is lives. I don't disagree, buddy. I just don't like it. The plane of water, where it meets the plane of life, is the plane of coral.
Is the border of earth and death the plane of tar?
Is now.
Well,
Let's go there.
Sounds great. Yeah. So,
And Eric shall be king.
meta, I will tell you. There are some rules about this place. Eric and Cash and Julio, you've already determined that you heal every minute here. You basically, you will heal a d6 every minute while you're on this plane. And a short rest, you need not roll hit dice, you just fully heal during a short rest.
Wow.
I mean, just mechanically, that makes, like, if a short rest is an hour, you'd be rolling 60 d6, you ought to heal fully in that time. So there's just no point rolling the dice, is all I'm saying. Whereas, Eric, you can only heal using hit dice.
Damn.
What?
What about healing spells?
Healing spells, yes. Healing spells
Okay.
will work on him.
Okay.
But yeah, if you're wanting to heal yourself up before a long rest, you can use hit dice in a long rest. But yeah, I'd suggest burning all your remaining spells on healing yourself prior to going to bed.
Yeah.
There is another element to it, however, Julio and Kesh. You, while on the plane of life, have disadvantage on death saves.
Disadvantage.
Huh.
Ooh.
So, when a mortal dies, their soul would try to rejoin either the plane of life or the plane of death. You are not
Makes sense.
elementals, strictly speaking. You are your own individual beings while you are mortals. However, the energy comes from the same place. When you are on the plane of life, the plane of life wants you back.
Makes sense.
So if you are close to death, it actively seeks to take you. If you die here, as well as a revivify, you would also have to pass a wisdom save to resurrect.
Oof. Okay.
Eric, on the other hand, can't die here.
Life is like, nah, we don't need this one. He can
does-
go.
it
whatever.
Send
doesn't-
him back. He smells funny.
It doesn't want you. If you drop to 0 hit points, and I'm afraid you also have disadvantage on death saves, but if you fail your third death save, you will go somewhere else.
Oh, that's not as nice.
That's less nice than what they thought.
To the newly christened plane of tar. What was it?
Maybe. Who knows? Go crazy, y'all. You become a zombie and roam forever in the plane of life. Yeah, not ideal.
When you said, Eric,
You can't die at all.
die here,
You're like,
yes! Yeah, I wasn't what I expected to be. No, when you die, you move somewhere else and die.
You don't die there, not necessarily. Where you go is better for you,
Okay.
but I'm not telling you where yet. I mean, you're probably guessing, but yeah.
Yeah.
Let's test that theory. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Ooh. Spicy.
Heavy. Yeah, spicy. I mean, since when do you guys ever make more than one death save anyway? So, he becomes a Nightwalker. Yeah. You are on the plane of life. Congratulations, you got here. It's all good and groovy. And the only bit of it that seems truly alive to Eric is that little flower.
What's our
Laughs at
plan?
the-
Are we going to explore, or do we want to try to find somewhere safe to hold up? Because I need not remind either of you that we're still, or at least I am, still reeling from our battle with the Fells.
I'm feeling pretty good, actually.
Julio,
I'm
your
feeling-
max hit
feeling
points
pretty good.
aren't increasing, however.
Okay. Well, here. Okay, let's take stock of what we're trying to achieve. Right? We need to find a specific
Flower.
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 The Vinderblossom.
Yeah.
Vinderblossom, right? And we don't know where exactly it is on this plane, but we have Kesha's very good at tracking things, and I have my elemental sight for my eye, but I don't know how good it is going to be here, because it seems like everything is like filled with life. So I don't think it's going to be much of a
Just
help.
use it. It's just blanket life, wall to wall.
Yeah, it's life.
If I can sleep, then I can prepare a magic that will help us to find a Vinderblossom.
Well, since time's going slower here, we actually have more time.
Do we know that?
Well, because we came through straight one after the other, but it took us like a minute before we turned up here. So if a second is a minute, we've got ages. Well,
Well,
Yes.
we don't know if it's stable. We don't know if time slows down and then speeds up again. So I wouldn't really bank on that too much. But Kesh, do you still have that power that lets you sense what's around you?
I do.
Are you sure you want to do that here?
Well,
I mean, by all means, but
I'm just saying, if we're looking for a safe space to know what is around us, what kind of creatures are around, should be good help.
Yeah,
Well-
Bishop Blood. That was my thinking.
well, we're going to have to see how my magic goes here at some point. So might as well get it out of the way and see what we're gonna do.
All right.
So I will center myself, and then I will do primeval awareness.
I love it. You're burning a spell slot for this, I presume. So primeval awareness is a pulse of magic that you sense everything, the location of all fey fiends, elementals, aberrations, celestials, and undead within a mile?
I think it's...
Or 6 miles in your favorite terrain. Yeah, I know, Bishop Blood. I'm like, how
1
many?
mile, 6 miles
You are
in
only
my
gonna
favorite
get,
terrain.
You're only going to get 1 mile. This is not traditional forest.
Yeah, I thought you
this
might
is
say
not
that.
necessarily forest you would be familiar with. There are palm trees standing next to pines.
Place is weird.
This place is weird. Kesh, the number of elementals and beasts that you can sense is too high for you to really easily sort of figure. I'm not sure how you get the number from the activity, but it's basically, it just says lots. It sort of maxes
Beasts
out
as
at
well?
10,000. Beasts as well.
Interesting.
They're funky beasts, but they are beasts.
Well,
You
we hear
do,
a lot
however-
of birds and like
Yeah.
creatures.
There's like animal noises.
You do, however, sense a monstrosity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reasonably confident. Yep. You do sense a monstrosity, and a lot of fae. Which are... they are an official type, so they should come up in your sense as different. However, you would know that in this setting they are effectively elementals. There is at least a dozen fae within a mile of you. I would say, however, you do sense, given where you are, a difference in 3 of the elementals.
What sort of difference?
A difference in flavor.
You doing okay, Cash?
Yeah, there's a lot of life here. Unsurprisingly, a lot of odd elementals, lot of beasts, and about half a dozen fae. So, which elemental adjacent. So,
Hey, Laura.
Okay.
a lot. There's a lot here. I literally cannot put a number on how much stuff there is here.
Yeah. So let's recap. Are we wanting to find shelter? Is that our
Well-
first?
If you needed to have a spell, that's pretty good. Also, I feel like we might need to seek counsel from creatures or
Well,
sentient beings here.
that's what I was thinking. I was thinking I could ask the locals.
Well,
Yeah.
you, how, where, why?
I'm going to cast Speak with Plants.
I'm just worried that this plant doesn't really like you as much. So like, are they going to tell you to fuck off?
Maybe.
Maybe.
That's some information, right?
Yeah.
The plant's just like, get out.
Yeah.
I'm going to, if there's space, to crouch next to my flaming flower. So I'm not trotting on any grass.
There is now a foot of open ground between your flower and the grass around it. Though
Is it
it seems
spreading?
to have stopped. It's
Okay.
just, it's gotten to a good comfy distance away from the flaming ember.
Sure. I'm going to kneel down in that spot and cast Speak with Plants and attempt. This is probably going to be a problem with so many blades of grass. Do we know, is a lawn one?
I would consider it
Plant?
one thing, yeah. Each individual blade is not its own plant. It
Yes.
depends on the kind of grass. If it's bullgrass, it's all one big plant. Yeah. I will count the lawn as one entity. Because otherwise,
There's a
That's one
sentence.
large
otherwise
entity.
it's just like it's like the claw.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to attempt to
Screaming.
cast Speak with Plants
Speak with
on the
plants.
lawn.
You do on the lawn. You do that.
Okay. Do I hear anything, or do I need to initiate contact?
Grass not hugely talkative a lot of the time, so yeah, it's probably
G'day,
I
mate.
mean, this is the plane of life. I don't know.
You mean the
okay.
lawn's not singing a happy-go-lucky song about how great it is to be in the plane of life?
so. Plants don't speak in a traditional fashion. I would imagine it's more like a vibe. You get they communicate with each other absolutely, but they can communicate to you very fully, but it's not words. In the same way that
So-
talking to the older heart isn't words either.
Yeah. Just so you know, you can interpret this however you want, but
Yeah.
the spell says you imbue plants within 30 feet of you with limited sentience and animation, giving them the ability to communicate with you and follow your simple commands.
Yep.
You can question plants about events in the spell's area within the last day, getting information about stuff.
Sure. Yep.
So I'm going to attempt to speak to the lawn. Hello. We're new here and we're looking for some directions. Could you help us?
The lawn responds. Hello. You wish to go where?
We're looking for a Vinderblossom.
Not here. Long way. Up. Find on the mountains.
Are there mountains?
Yep. Yes, in the far distance, you can see mountains. Above the trees to the you have no basis for north, south, east, or west, but I will say to the south there are mountains. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Your presence here is detected.
Our presence here is detected. I assume that everything I say is in
Yeah.
birdfolk common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your presence,
I see.
not theirs.
Not my friend's presence.
You do not mean harm.
No. No, I don't.
This we suspected. But the plane will not tolerate you for long.
Yes, I see.
There is
We-
war here.
There is war here. Between whom?
Fire and life.
Between fire and life. I see. Will residents here see me as a combatant?
Only if you are hostile. Please
Okay.
do not plant more of your little seeds.
No, I'm sorry about that. I won't.
This is borderland. Its presence.
This is the borderland between fire and life?
The fighting is eternal.
That doesn't sound great. I'm sorry to hear that.
Fire brings life, and life feeds the fire. That is the cycle.
Yes.
The lawn is very philosophical.
Absolutely. My friends and I are looking for shelter before we continue our journey. Would you be willing to shelter us if I helped you to grow?
Make a persuasion check.
Derek
How
is
are we gonna
famously
hide
good at
in
these.
the lawn?
Yeah, you're really good at convincing things that aren't people.
Yeah.
Well, remember you get
okay.
my plus to a +2.
A +2?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
Okay.
of Julio.
And
You do also
I
have
don't have inspiration. Oh, do I?
I believe so.
Oh, yes, I see that there.
You're the one who
Great.
does.
Yeah. And I can apply that after the fact, can't I?
You can. You can. If you
Yeah,
fail,
alright.
you can.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have to call it
I'm-
before you. Yeah. If you want to try again,
Yeah.
you can.
Yes, I'm going to do that again. That's worse.
Oof.
That's
So-
rough.
So 6.
The lawn's gonna be like, fuck off.
No, the lawn says, how would you... We are but a lawn.
I have the power of fire and growth inside of me. As I have the ability to speak with you, I have the ability to make you grow. Would you be willing to grow around us and shield us for a time?
This place is a battlefield. We ourselves are fodder. Growing large is dangerous. We are more fuel the more we are.
I see.
Hiding within us, you would become a target. Your safety would not be guaranteed. Suggest you find something stronger.
Do you have a suggestion?
Do not seek the earth.
Do not seek the earth.
Everything
Is-
here lives. Everything.
Everything here lives. Okay. Well, thank you for your assistance, Mix Lawn.
It is they. It is very much a we are the lawn. Resistance is futile.
All your base belong to me.
If we step on you, does that hurt? Can you move out of our way? How? Step on me, Daddy.
Yeah, if they moan when they step on us, I'm leaving this plane.
Well, you won't have to hear it.
Eric's just walking across the lawn.
No, it's a hard.
Please, God, no! Ah!
Why are your feet so pointy?
It says, your consideration is appreciated, but not required. We are lawn. It is our
We are
place.
Legion.
Every time they say we are lawn, it's so fucking funny.
We are Lawn.
We are
At the end of the day,
I am lawn.
we're all lawn.
I am lawn.
Okay.
Brick, are you really the lawn, or you're just saying you're the lawn because you saw it?
I am going to point towards the mountains and say, could we find shelter in that direction?
Yeah, perhaps.
Possibly.
And I feel like the more ground we cover, we might, make way to someone who, lives here and is more like humanoid-esque. Actually, I have a question. Eric, I don't know if you know this, but so on the material plane, we have tenders, right? Who make sure that elemental planes touch us in a way that is not stinky.
I'm familiar, yes.
Yeah, do you think there's a similar organization here who make sure that the visitors from the other planes are not up to trouble? Perhaps it should be wise of us to make contact before they find us.
Can Cash quickly check if we're being watched?
Good question.
How?
I guess it's a perception check.
Very well, make a perception check.
I feel like we're being watched by literally everything here.
I rolled a 7, so 15.
Kesh, you are being watched. You are being observed by the lawn, by the trees. There is several small... They look vaguely Gerbine-esque, but only a tiny... even smaller than even an infant Gerbine, and not wearing clothes. They have long, bushy tails. They look not unlike Shen Esticle, actually. There is a pair of them in a tree nearby that are watching you carefully. A small, hoofed creature. No, not small, it's big, actually. What am I talking about? Easily 6 foot at the shoulder. Not unlike a servant, but pure white, with a single horn in the center of its forehead, is standing about 150 feet away, observing you carefully.
Oh, guys, everything is watching us.
Yes, I rather suspected that.
I was distracted by the lawn, but now I'm painfully aware that everything is staring at us, including whatever the hell that is. And I
Julio,
pointed
to
at
answer
the weird horned creature.
Yeah.
Hey, Lilith.
Julio, to answer your question, I suspect there is such, a force. They're probably military. But I can ask. Lorne, is there a force that...
Flawn is its name.
Thorn?
Flawn.
Flawn.
Lawn.
Good. Is there a force here that monitors the incursions from other planes?
You speak of the plane itself.
Right.
Organization. You are of the material. Things are different here.
Yes, things are different here. Julio, there is such a force. It's the plane.
Ah. Okay.
You could perhaps ask Baranth.
Baranth. Who is Baranth?
The being
It's like a
yonder.
branch. Flawn, branch.
Baranth is the being yonder.
Is it the one with the horn?
A creature of knowledge and wisdom, standing some 150 feet away from you.
The one with the pointy.
It does have a single blade sticking out from its face.
Oh, can I awkwardly wave at what did it just say?
That is Baranth.
Oh, hello, Baranth.
You've got this. I need to disappear for a moment.
Huh?
He's talking to the Flawn. We can talk to the one-horned creature.
Does this horned creature seem antagonistic at all?
Curious. If I had to apply a single descriptor to him.
But it doesn't seem hostile.
I so want to talk to the unicorn, but Julio, he's a womanizer. He's not a virgin at all, so it's pretty tough.
And there's also a pair of Gerbine watching you as well.
Naked Gerbine.
Naked Gerbines.
Naked tiny Gerbines, my people.
Full Donald Ducking it.
Can I slowly walk towards Baranth?
You may. Hey, Cracker's cool. Good to see you, buddy. You may. You head towards Baranth.
Does Baranth react in any way?
Baranth is standing very still. You are not, presumably, you have a weapon on you, but you're not holding it?
I'm doing the whole.
Yeah.
Ah.
Hi. Yeah. This is obviously a unicorn, but you've never heard of anything like this before, Kesh. You can make a history if you like to see whether or not anything like this rings a bell to you.
Sure, why not?
Nope. Never heard of it.
I know nothing.
Yeah. No, that's okay. Yeah, you don't know what this is.
Cool. I'll be like, hello. Do you speak?
It speaks. What language do you speak to it in? Knowing that you can't speak Sylvan.
I'll just speak to it in common. My normal tongue. I'm just like.
It shakes its head. It shakes its mane. Its gorgeous white locks. Now that you're closer, you've noticed they are braided.
Oh.
I believe food happened, Cracker School. Yeah, it shakes its head and says in a language you didn't know you could speak. I do not speak that language.
Oh, I understand you. I wasn't expecting to understand you. What?
Its head twists and sort of... That is odd. Tell me, little one, where do you come from?
Oh, we're from a different plane.
The material, I know. Where in the material?
Oh, Alderheart, the Humblewood.
Ah, I know it well.
Oh.
It is beautiful there.
Oh, you've been there?
Yes, many times.
Oh, just don't think I've ever seen a creature that looked quite like you before.
You would not.
I'm Kesh, by the way. Apparently the grass told Eric your name was Baranth.
The Baranth... I am Baranth. The grass is a chattermouth. Grass sees all. If you ever need to know the answer to a question, ask the lawn. If you are constantly walking on something, you never question it. But if you are constantly being walked on, I imagine you have some opinions about those that do the walking.
I'll try to step gently.
I imagine it would appreciate that. Selk Dark, thank you very much for the follow, you bloody champion. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag. Yeah, it does look good, hey.
So, we're here to find a particular type of flower. A healing flower. What was it called again?
There are many.
Sorry?
A Vinderblossom.
The Vinderblossom.
Ah, then you are a long way from your goal.
Oh, how long does it take to get to it?
Very much depends on the mountain.
Oh. Does the mountain change its mind about things?
Everything here is alive.
Oh. Right.
You are on the plane of life. The plane itself is alive. We use the word Earth to describe what it is we are standing on, but it's not. That is a different place.
Right.
A better word would be ground.
Right. I don't quite know what to say to you.
Tell me of the place you are from.
Oh,
And of your friends. Why are you keeping company with a fire elemental?
oh, he's technically not a fire elemental. He's just kind of got one.
I meant the bird.
Oh, right. Well, it's a friendly one. Very helpful actually.
I'm sure. It is bonded with the being that you are friends with, I think.
Yes. That's Hope, who's bonded to Eric over there, talking to the lawn. And I'm Kesh, and that's Julio over there. And well, I'm a warrior, but and Julio is, I suppose. Eric's more of a magical sort of person. And we're trying to stop a war. But to do that, we need to heal someone, hence the need for the Vinderblossom.
I see. Healing, saving a life to stop a war.
Yes.
Noble cause. Well, the closest mountains, currently, are yonder. And he nods to the south with his horn.
Oh, any advice?
Best to climb them while they are asleep.
How do we know if they're asleep?
Well, they are currently.
Oh, right.
You'd know if they're awake.
Will they move?
Potentially.
Right.
The rules of your plane do not apply. If you assume you know how something works here, don't.
So if we needed to have a little rest first, that would not be a good idea, because the
Never
mountains
trust
might...
a cave.
Hey, can't trust caves, can't trust earth. Anything we can trust if we need to hide somewhere, maybe? A little bit?
My suggestion would be ask.
Oh, right.
You seek safety.
Well, Eric needs to rest. He's injured, and this place doesn't seem to agree with him the way it does. Julio.
No. If he wishes health and succor, he needs only to head 5 miles in that direction, and he points west.
Oh, okay.
However, you and your other friend will perish there.
Ah, gotcha. Fire plane, I feel?
Head truly into the plane of scorching, and yes, he will rejuvenate, and you will burn.
Okay. Well, I'll let him know that's an option.
You can if you like. Okay. Caves are just fancy digestive systems.
End up reenacting Star Wars 5.
Yeah, is very much the thought. There is one who travels the plains, or has in the past. You could seek them out.
Oh, yes?
If you wish safety. They have with them a being of your plane. One that has lived here a long time.
So me and Julio could, be alright here if we stayed.
Your friend could recover. If he sought a fire node, similar to that which you came through. We're being raided by Sam Size. Sam Size, you bloody champion. Thank you very much for the raid, you excellent individuals. Favorite raid emotes up in chat, everybody. Guys, thank you so much for coming. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the plane of life, the elemental plane of life. Something a little bit different. Yes, hello, Shumble91, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. How are ye? Yes, Sam Size, thank you so much for coming. I'm going to have a quick shout out for our lovely friends. Exclamation mark, shout out at Sam Size. What were you guys doing, you bloody champions? They're playing tabletop RPGs. Tell us about it. What were you doing? What were you doing, mateys?
What particular RPG was your TTing tonight?
Delicious. A queer Scottish scientist. Marvellous. Sam Size, thank you so much for coming. I have seen you around, mate. But thank you so much for dropping this raid on us. We are playing Humblewood, which is a third-party setting by the Hit Point Press in the 5e D&D game. And this is our Monsters and Magic campaign. Our players are level 9, and they are currently exploring my homebrew setting, the Plane of Life. They've just gotten here. They're looking for a special magical flower, and currently talking to a very friendly unicorn called Baranth. There you go. You're all caught up. Eric is partially fire elemental and therefore not doing so great. The other two are having a lovely day. Cash and Julio, I would say by this point you are both up to max of your hit points at the moment. You have healed to full as far as you can, Julio, because Julio is down a few max hit points at the moment.
What does this do to my spell slots, if anything?
It does not recharge your spell slots.
Cool.
It was Ragnar's Happy Hour TTRPG Adventures, a quick hour of D4-based TTRPG nonsense with some excellent humans. Oh, how groovy. Marvellous. Thank you very much for letting me know, Kate. Kate was over
Is
there
Reginald's
as well.
Happy Hour TTRPG Adventure like a system, or is this just what you guys call your session? I guess I'm curious.
Sounds
fun.
Sounds groovy. D4-based TTRPGs? No, that's what they call it. Oh, okay. So, my guess would be based on the Caltrop core. It's a D6 system. I'm wrong. Then it's not based on the Caltrop core. Alrighty. Glorious. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We will continue the story. So, yeah. He says, I'm afraid I do not possess a dwelling, and therefore cannot offer you a roof, as I know your kind favour.
Well, could you recommend anywhere that would be safe for us to take shelter, perhaps?
This being, it is a small winged creature that looks not unlike you. You, particularly. But possesses wings and is a different colour.
Oh, right. A
It has
flying
with it, yes, and smaller, only about a foot tall.
Oh, okay.
But you would recognise the breed, I fancy. A Mapatch, but not.
Mapatch, but not. Okay.
With it, it has a quartet of other beings, one of which is not as it seems.
Right. Which way for that?
If you head south towards the mountains.
Okay. And they might have somewhere we could stay for a little while?
They may be able to offer you more suitable lodgings.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your help, Barat. It was lovely to meet you.
Hey, Betty. Good to see you. Thanks for joining.
Now, I wish I had like a gift to give you or something.
Communion with a fellow plains traveller is always a pleasure. A gift is not required.
Oh. It'll be nice to commemorate this occasion. How many places have you been to?
I have travelled the material, and I have visited the plane of Earth briefly. It did not agree with me.
No.
The plane of water is difficult.
Yes, I imagine it would be for several reasons.
Julio, what are you doing while all this is being said and done?
I
To
would like
you,
to
this
talk
being
to the
appears to
tiny
be
naked
nickering.
gerbeans.
Very well. The nickering of a horse, the whinnying and neighing and wickering of horses. You try to talk to the little gerbeans.
In Gerbine, in the language of our
Gerbine.
people. Yes.
I love it.
You sing them the song of your people.
They describe how you approach them.
Well, I don't know what they are. I assume they're children.
So I just turn to them and crouch down a little bit to be closer to their
They're in a
size.
tree.
because they're in tree.
Yeah.
Well then I just
They're
come
about
over
8 feet
to.
up.
Oh, that's lovely. Because I don't want to seem hostile, so I just like stand under the tree where they are and start, doing the little mousy sounds of a Jorbean language, and say, hello, guys. Can you understand me?
They look at each other quizzically. There's a distinct holy shit. Like they don't say it, but they look at each other like you get the vibe that they are communicating with each other. And then in broken Jabin, they say, "Who you?"
I'm Julio, friend from far away.
How you big?
Drank a lot of milk growing up.
Much milk.
Mm-hmm.
I drink milk grow up. Not that big.
Well, how old are you guys?
It's a very personal question. The one of them is a lot more timid than the other. The less timid one perks up and sort of puffs their chest out a little bit and says, "I 3."
3. Very good. Well, I'm sure you can grow a bit more as you grow older.
By Jobeen standards, that would still be a child. Obviously,
Yeah.
like, it would be a child for most beings, but Jobeen's reached full maturity by age 5. Physically.
Yeah. Oh, you have time to grow. Don't you worry. Well, listen, guys. What are your names?
You with all this making up. I talked to the squirrels. Fuck.
You put Jorbean children in front of me. Of course, I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask their names to be polite.
I should have just had them not speak Jabin.
They're like, now.
The,
So
the
like,
easy answer is they give you their names.
Yeah.
nice. Okay.
Yeah. I sell.
So, nice to meet you. Well, guys,
This rack.
we're very Sell and rack. Nice. We're from very far away, and we don't know the laws of this land very well. But we're looking to find not Tinder. God damn it! Who said that in chat? Now it's in my brain. Vinderblossom. And we, as far as I understand, it's a bit far away from here, and you probably guys haven't seen these kind of flowers, or have you?
I seen long ago.
Long ago. Okay. Well,
When
here's the
here
thing.
was mountain.
Okay. When we get to the flower, we don't really want to take things just cause. We're not really thieves or anything like that. How do we do it respectfully so the plane doesn't get angry at us?
Ask.
Okay. Okay, good. Thanks.
It
I'll
gives
ask.
it gives you the impression of, like, duh, just ask nicely. Like,
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, well, Silent Rack, and another question is, we know that there's a war brewing with the fire plane here, right?
always
And-
war. Always fire.
Always war. Yeah. Any strangeness from other planes, like play bear or anything like that?
Not here. Borderlands, other place.
Uh-huh. Okay. And how do we, if we meet someone, how do we behave in a respectful manner? Is there
Friendly.
anything we should know?
No
Friendly.
fire.
No fire. Okay, gotcha.
No weapons. Axe is bad. Trees no light.
Axes. Understandable. Okay. Thank you, guys. Do you want a hash brown?
and they're like, "The fuck is it like?" They chitter amongst themselves in a language that you do not speak. However, Kesh is only about 50 feet away, and Kesh hears the phrase, "What's a hash brown?" I have no idea, but it sounds amazing. Let's ask what the hash brown is. Ask him what the hash brown is. What hash brown?
Oh, it's delicious. I procure my little baggie full of freshly made hash browns, which I make every morning,
Yeah.
and I throw a couple up to them to catch.
They
For them,
actually
they're pretty
rush
big.
down. They rush down. They are facing forwards on the trunk, aiming down, and one of them, you toss them up to them. One of them catches the other, loses their grip on the bark, and a branch sweeps in, and they land on it.
Nice.
And it pats the branch like, "Thank you, friend," and then starts nibbling on the hash brown. And like you get like broken gerbine around the mouthfuls of hash brown. Like, "Good, you friend, bring more."
I mean, we're kind of on the road. We're kind of like in a rush. You guys can walk with us if you want, and when
You
we
find
find
flour.
a good spot. Yeah, we find
Mountain
flour, yeah.
dangerous,
Oh, for what reasons?
angry maybe.
Angry. Okay. Why is the mountain angry?
Not like wake.
Ah, okay. Does the mountain like lullabies or?
Would a squirrel know how to put a mountain to sleep?
They seem to know a lot
tough
of things,
questions we have to handle in this show.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I think Cell would shrug and say, "You try? Maybe give hash
Okay.
brown."
Your mountain. Sure, I'll try everything.
Hash brown
Okay.
good. When
Yeah,
come back,
thank
give
you.
more.
Yes, we're gonna be probably coming back through here to the portal thingy. Yes, I'll bring more.
Portal? What portal?
Don't worry about it.
Node?
Yes, you know you know what that is.
Node. Where life from?
Yes. Yeah, we are from the other place that connects us through the node.
Oh. Brave.
Why?
Dangerous here.
Everyone seems so nice. The grass, you guys, the thing with the horn.
I think at that point, can I get you all to make a perception check?
And then the ground opens up and we're consumed by fire.
Hey, don't jump ahead.
Don't spoil. Come on.
22.
13.
22, 13.
13.
13 as well. All right, Eric. Probably because you're not standing, talking to anybody particularly.
Oh, the lawn doesn't count?
I
had
feel
that
like
conversation.
He's stopped having that conversation by now. Yeah, I suppose it's actually no, Eric. Actually, that's why you notice it first. You look down, and the ground is sort of undulating a little bit. You can feel the yes. You can feel as though the ground is moving, as if you are standing on something that is breathing.
It seems like something is breathing as opposed to something burrowing through it.
Yes. Breathing, not burrowing.
The floor seems to be waking up. Has it been 10 minutes since I cast the spell?
It would be probably coming up on it, but yeah, it's still active.
Okay. Is there a tree within 30 feet?
I don't know. Would there have been?
Well, am I within 30 feet of where Julio is having this conversation with?
Yeah, I will say yes. The tree, the tree, the squirrels are in.
Okay. The ground is breathing. I think we should find higher ground. And I will talk to the tree that Julio's little mates are on and say, "Excuse me, tree, is there room for the three of us up there as well?"
The tree says, "You should run."
Oh, that's not creepy at all.
Yeah, that's great.
The tree suggests that we should run.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't have to tell me twice.
Goodbye,
Well, if
tree.
the tree
Goodbye,
says so.
lawn.
Thanks,
Goodbye,
Baran.
sun. Goodbye,
Bye,
flower.
children.
Goodbye, Baranth.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. The ground beneath you appears to emit a roar and begins to undulate, as if trying to throw you off. The lower edge of the hill, back the way you came, rises up and you tumble forwards. Can I get a dex save from all of you, please?
Yeah.
Noise.
$17.
Ooh. Kesh
Ooh, 12. I suck.
succeeds.
Yay.
The other two take 2d6. 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you tumble forwards towards the lower end, where once the river was, now you fall towards this river. It's down a slight slope, but the slope appears to be sort of pulling out away from underneath you like a tide. And the mountain, the ground appears to be rising up between you and the stand of trees that you were talking to just a minute before. Kesh, Baranth says, "Run, my friend. You must run from it." And he does the same. He puts the action to the word, and he runs away. Prancing in the manner of a gazelle away from it. A cavern opens in the flank of the hill facing you, its edges ringed in jagged shards of quartz. What do you do?
I'm gonna run.
Yeah,
Skips jauntily. Yeah. Very well. You take off in what direction?
South.
South.
To the
Very
mountains.
well. To the mountains. Run to the hills. Actually, it is the hills. Oh, run away from the hills. If you see the hills coming, run the other way. Is a Blackadder reference. So, you are running. Surprisingly, the hill is not particularly fast.
Cool.
Shumble91, thank you very much for the follow, you bloody champion. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag. So, guys.
I'm a hill and I'm coming for you.
Yeah, the hill...
Oh, I'm gonna get you.
So, as you run, forests, little stands of trees, do appear to be getting out of the way. Birds and other small animals are living in it. Eric, you can make me an insight check.
Insight. Vibe check on the hill. Pretty mad.
24.
Eric, it's hard to determine because it's got quite slow reactions. It's a hill. But whenever you jink to the left or the right, it seems to follow you. However, what do you do to get away from it? So this is a skill challenge.
I have something.
So I will explain, and then I'd love to hear it. Basically, you as you run away to get to increase the distance between you, a couple of skill challenges. So tell me what you would like to do, what skill you would like to utilize, and then you can make your check to assist the group in getting away from the hill elemental.
Hill elemental.
Julio, go for it.
Yeah, okay. So I don't know what kind of skill that would be, because I'm kind of banking on what I have experienced in this plane already, which is do I understand that like who's the slowest between us, or do we like all just increase
I
pace?
think you're all moving at a relatively the same speed. Julio's definitely the fastest because he's a rogue, he can double dash, but yeah.
I'm gonna try to like get next to, because Eric can fly. Oh no, he cannot fly.
He can glide, so whenever he can
I need
reaches the
somewhere
top of a
high.
hill, but the problem is the hill is chasing you. So the ground you're running
That's
along
an
is
issue.
pretty flat.
Oh, beautiful. I think that works out. I jump closer to Eric. I grab him around the waist, and with my other hand, I cast Druidcraft, and I want the Fountain of Flowers to propel us from the earth up into the air, to give us that air momentum with the physics of bunch of flowers shooting out.
Okay. This is an Arcana
'Cause it
check.
looks cool.
Yeah.
Arcana, shit. I mean, it looks
It's
cool.
a great idea. I hecking love it.
Let's hope I don't suck at this. It's a 10.
It's a 10. It works a bit. The flowers don't have quite as much oomph as you'd like. I'd say Eric only gets a couple of feet off the ground, but it doesn't slow him down, but it did not beat the DC, so that is not a success. Julio, Kesh and Eric, what do you do to try and get away from this thing?
How far away is safety?
I think it's basically, if you can get a decent distance, it'll stop chasing you. So let's say 200 feet.
Damn it, Misty Step's only 30 feet.
If you Misty Stepped, it would certainly propel you further and faster.
Okay. Well, I don't have any first level spell slots left, but I do have some second levels.
Misty
no.
Step you can cast once a day for free because of your amulet.
Oh, of course I can.
All right.
Yeah, remember
Kesh?
that super cool amulet that we went to a lot of trouble to make
And you've
then
never utilized?
probably
Yeah.
forgot to
yeah.
use?
So
yeah.
Kesh
Haven't that
uses
long.
it.
Give me a break.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll run, then I'll dash, and then I'll disappear in a poof of
You blamp
steam
yourself
and
30 feet
reappear.
ahead. Like it. Kesh, I would like this to be a stealth check, because whilst you are mechanically accelerating away from it faster, you are doing something that is fundamentally not life magic.
Oh,
But a stealth check,
Oh.
which I believe you are quite good at.
I'm very good at that. Does a 22.
A 22
alright.
does succeed. We have one success and one failure. Eric, what do you do?
Julio and I were thinking along the same lines. So since Julio has started this little propulsion, I'm gonna make use of that. I'm going to link my arm under his, and with my other arm, Hope has been on my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
So Hope is going to, and Hope is larger, you said.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I'm gonna hold on to Hope's legs and ask her to not fly us the whole way, but to give us a bit of momentum.
Very well.
And while that's happening, I'm going to. I said I was grabbing Julio with my hand, but I'm going to try to toss him to my talons.
Oh, okay. Carry him by your feet.
Yeah.
All right. Love it. This would probably be either athletics or acrobatics.
Okay. Great. I am going to do athletics. Hold on, Julio. This might be a bit bumpy.
Oh, can I guidance him?
Yes, I'll allow.
Is that a extra D4?
D4,
Yes.
Oh, I'll need it.
even with it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, 12.
12.
I am afraid Eric and Julio are going to get a little bit of bludgeoning damage coming their way as the mountain angrily throws something at its retreating prey. A huge chunk of itself, really, is going to get lobbed at you. And you take 17 bludgeoning damage each.
Is this an
Wow.
attack? Can I use
It
my
is.
evasion?
It is an. You could evade it. Yeah.
I will.
Um,
How can you attack me? I have a cat butt.
I have a puppy butt.
Damn it.
So yeah. You have managed to. You are at least. Cash has managed to get a little bit further away. Cash is coming up on almost out of range. However, Julio and Eric, it just Hope might be bigger, but she's still not powerful enough to pull two full-grown beings, even if one of them is only Julio's size.
Yeah. So I imagine we probably fall and tumble onto the ground.
I would say you don't, but Julio, because Julio was clamped in your feet, probably doesn't land super well.
Yeah.
Ooh, can I do something as I fall?
Yeah.
I don't know if you would let us be a skill, but I would like to use my acrobatics to not try to break my fall, but try to it's like a little sonic ball, roll down with the speed I'm gathering. That
Yeah,
way.
I'll allow that. Acrobatics?
Sweet. Acrobatics. Ooh, much better. 25.
There you go. Yeah, Julio, the momentum finally starts working in your favor, as does the fact that the land is still sort of sloping a little bit, and you almost ride it like a surfboard as you, manage to... It accelerates you away from this being. You are probably going to get a little dizzy, but this is definitely helping you. Cash, Eric, what do you do to escape this thing?
Again, Julio has preempted me. So that's good. I want to veer off in a different direction to those two.
Ooh, yep.
Because it is chasing me.
Yeah.
Am I off the ground yet?
If as in, are you off the thing that's chasing you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're out in front of it.
Okay, look. Let's do something a little spicy. I am going to cast Enhance Ability at 3rd level
Ooh.
on myself and on Hope.
Okay.
I am gonna give Hope Bull's Strength,
Yes.
which gives advantage on strength checks and doubles their carrying capacity. And I'm tempted to either give myself the same or Cat's Grace. Do I have any indication?
I would
what
suggest
kind of
Cat's
checks?
Grace.
Yeah. And that reduces fall damage as well. So Cat's Grace on me and Bull Strength on Hope.
Then this, I'm going to overpower it because of your proximity to the plane of fire. Hope doubles in size again.
Ooh.
Has a wingspan similar to your own now, and grasps you in its talons as it lifts you up. I don't know what Hope's strength is, but let
there
us
is a stat block, I'll
let
find
us
it.
for
Yeah.
this instance call it a a check with... What's your athletics?
My athletics is pretty good. My athletics is a +4.
Then let us say that Hope has the same. Can you make me an athletics check for Hope to carry you?
Okay. With advantage because...
Yep, because
that's the spell, right?
Yep, that's the point.
Okay. Still not great. 15.
It was the DC.
Okay.
Yeah, Eric, you managed to... You swoop out in front of this avalanche of moving hill as Hope manages to finally get you off the ground. Hope squawks out, "Big now!"
Yes, let's make the most of it.
Where to?
I still want to... Sorry?
Where to?
Yeah, is there... I still want us to head in a mostly south direction or towards the mountains. But as I said, veering off course of the other two a bit. Away from forest, ideally.
Yep.
Is there a direction that we could head
Yep.
that would...
If you head sort of southwest, you'd actually be tending a little bit towards... There is no forest in that sort of direction. The river was flowing along it, so you'd be crossing over this river, which, as you cross it, it becomes obvious is actually not water. It is something golden and glowing with even your senses in this place that are dulled. This is raw magic.
Oh,
And it's almost like a border. As soon as you cross over it, you feel a little bit less oppressed than you did before. And the beating of Hope's wings becomes even stronger. Kesh,
Wow.
what do you do?
I'm gonna keep running and kind of just keep an eye out to see where the other two are traveling. So once
Julio
I'm out of range, I
sort
can
of-
regroup.
Julio cannonballs past you in a little ball of gerbene. Eric, you can see quite clearly Phoenix flying like an angel gliding over to to your right as you run. Both of them overtake you.
Okay, they're fine. I'll keep running.
To get away from this thing, one more check, Kesh. What do you do? Is there any skills or any sort of skullduggery that you would like to utilize to see if you can outwit this hill?
hit it with an arrow.
Shoot the hill.
It's not actually the worst idea. Kesh, you can make me an intelligence check.
Dress as a
what's-
sexy
right.
female heel, and all.
No,
We need
Look like
Julio for
my
that.
eyes.
Oh, natural
don't
20.
take my job.
All right, Kesh. You also notice that the hill is chasing Eric. You have determined that Eric is a bit fiery, and you have the capacity to make fire.
Oh, excellent. Oh, best way to do this.
For some reason, I keep going back with the rules of this plane to like cartoon rules. I like the idea that we can put up a poster and cross out Fire Elemental Season and put in Heal Elemental Season.
What are you going to do, Kesh? You have an elemental bow.
I do. Tell you what, I'm going to shoot a fiery arrow in like the opposite direction from us.
Yep. Cool. Love it.
Kind of off to the other side, like just be like, oh, look over there.
Very well. Make an attack roll.
22.
22. Play fetch with the hill. Yeah. Cash, as you're running along, you look, sort of twist your torso up over your shoulder and just let loose with a large fire arrow, arcing over the hill. It strikes the ground on the far side of it, and the hill... It's impossible to say. It's very difficult for a hill to look confused, but it does get a little distracted by this, and you manage to make your escape from it. And I think with that climactic chase sequence, we will take a short little breaklet there. What good fun, guys. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Hope you're enjoying the show so far. Guys, we'll have a short little break, 5 to 10 minutes. Be back very shortly. Just need to refresh ourselves. See you in a minute, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Meeples and Dragon, thank you so much for the raid, you bloody champions. Avast, mateys, you wee scallywags. Guys, thanks so much for joining us. We are having a lovely stream so far. Unfortunately, it would seem there has been an issue with Fenway, so she has not been able to join us, but we are soldiering on regardless. Yes, please do join us following Meeples and Dragons. Hit that follow button. I was like, wait, I'm not following. And I realized I remembered why I wasn't following. I stopped following because they were at 420 followers. And they were at 421 and I wanted to put it back, you know? So I unfollowed so they could be at 420. It made sense. But now I just click the follow button again, and you should too, because they do excellent D&D content. Humblewood goodness, I take it. It absolutely is Meeples and Dragons. Which one of the Meeples and or the Dragons are we talking to? Is this John? Or is this Ham? Or is this Saz? It could be any one of. They're all excellent individuals, and we adore them. Thank you guys so much for joining us and bringing your lovely people. It would be Saz. Hey, Saz. It's lovely to see your marvelous faces in the digital meat space. Thank you so much for bringing your folks. Yes, we have just had a marvelous chase sequence. Brendan had a sort of, what's the phrase? Yes,
brain
Treasure.
blast.
Yes, Treasure does. A brain blast. Treasure, yes, Kate does. Yes, Brendan had a brain blast during the break and was like, wait, did we just fight a hill giant? And I was like, no, a giant hill. But functionally, very similar thing, yes. Yeah, they were chased by a hill. Who knew? The plane of life, it's a funny thing. And Rachel Fokar wrote a book, exactly. Better than a hugeman. Yes, we don't want to fight any hugemans. What, really? Yeah, it was a giant hill. My mod list is on my Twitch profile. Yeah, Kate does mod for a lot of people, and we appreciate the absolute heck out of them. Can I actually have a few hearts in chat for Kate? Because Kate deserves all the love. Kate is a splendid person who does an awful lot of work, and there's a whole clip of me being called Mod Kate. Exactly. Yeah, Kate's great, and we appreciate everything they do for the community. They are a really helpful, loving, giving person, and if you are of a Melbourne-based persuasion, in October you should definitely check out their show, All the Best Roles Are Written for Men, over at the Melbourne Fringe. We're excited. Being loved, damn it. Get wrecked, nerd. Love you, Daria. Alrighty, well, thank you very much for the raid, and we will continue on with the story. So, where are we? Panting. You make your escape from the hill. The trembling in your limbs and the shuddering, thudding in your hearts is slowly replaced by that coming up from your feet. In the far distance, just on the horizon, a mountain is seeming to rear up. Its roar, the subsonic rumble of thunder as it brings up a titanic hoof, itself a smaller peak with which to stamp down on a nearby rise, which, astoundingly, shifts to the side. the armored plates of its rocky back taking the glancing blow, shedding trees and debris as it swings a tail club the size of a small village into the maw of its attacker. Eric, are you gonna flutter back to the other two? I will say, as long as this spell is cast, you can fly.
Yeah. Well, it lasts for an hour from memory. Yes. So it looks like this hill has stopped following us.
It is now roaring away, chomping down on the spot that Kesh fired an arrow at. And you guys have put a good 500-600 feet between you and it. You can now see in the distance this cave mouth chomping down on a piece of ground where there is a burning arrow sticking out of it.
Okay.
Oh, great! The hills have mouths.
The hills are alive.
With the sound of music.
Sound of murder.
Am I still flying over this golden stream?
You can if you like. With the sound of screaming.
Am I getting... Is it like producing magical updrafts or anything?
Not really,
or
no.
Is it just...
Not really.
Yeah.
Not for you. Not as far as you can sense.
Yeah. And I feel like the other side of the river is where the fire plane starts? Or... Yeah, okay.
You would be able to sense that. It's actually... Can you get a wisdom save?
Ooh.
Right.
Does it call to him?
It calls to you.
That's what you get for asking questions.
Yeah. No, you
19.
pass. Yeah. Scroll. Yeah. You can feel a pull towards the area.
Yeah. I'm going to resist that pull and head in the opposite direction. I'm going to stay in the
Hope
air.
looks down at you and says, well, I'm imagining Hope sort of clutching onto you a little like a backpack.
We're banjo and kazooing it.
Absolutely. And Hope sort of mutters
her
in your
talons
ear.
are probably on my
Home?
shoulders.
Yeah. Eric and Kazooie. Hope Zooey. Hazooey? Yeah. Twinsies. Yeah.
Not home right now. We need to help my mother get better.
And then Hope looks at you and says, home bad.
Hopefully we can put an end to that before long.
Eric, home waking up.
More than it was before?
Yes.
Okay. Let's steer clear of it then. I don't know how high up we are.
Sorry, Bishop Blood. Eric just manifested season 5. Ah!
Fake laugh hiding real pain.
I don't know how high up we are, but I want us to stay flying, and to go back. I don't know if Hulu and Kesh are separate or not, but go back to their kind of trajectory.
I think that they were pretty close to each other.
them.
Sure. How high would you like to be? I would say you probably got a flight ceiling of 120 feet.
Yeah.
Don't go too far into the skybox.
let's say 60 feet. The
Sure.
clouds are
The clouds
standing
also
over
have
us
mouths?
No further.
What? I resent. How dare you?
Oh no, I've just triggered the rains. Yeah, let's say about 60 feet above ground level. So if there's any hills or anything, we'll rise a little bit. But want to be within comfortable projected speaking distance.
Sure.
But I feel like it would be advantageous to have this
Eyes in the
vantage
sky. No, sure.
Yeah.
yeah,
Even if it's
cool.
very conspicuous.
It is very conspicuous. Yeah.
Remember
Cash.
how Eric said, I am not the warrior of the fire plane. I am here. Good, Fire Phoenix on the sky like a fucking drone that's gonna be dropping bombs. Yeah, nice.
Those little squirrels are shitting themselves right now.
Yeah. Cheating with the hash browns right now.
Laurite, you may. They don't.
Or this is the most entertaining thing they've seen in a while, so they're just sitting there going, this is
Yeah.
amazing.
Numbing on this. I was like,
Who
this
needs
food?
cable?
Don't fly too fast. You'll exacerbate the pop-in. Yep. Oh dear. Yeah. Bless the rains down on the live plane.
Bless the rain.
Rains down on the live plane. Yeah. Cool. You fly over Kesh and Julio's heads. Julio, you're back up to full health. Again, like,
Nice.
yeah, that whatever damage you took is completely fine.
Must be
You're-
nice.
Ah,
Yeah, it
just
is.
so invigorated.
Yeah, this
I'm
is
half
good. I like
blind,
this
but
here.
invigorated.
Yeah. Kesh, when you say that, if you say that, Julio looks at
sorry.
you like he can't understand you.
What?
What'd you say?
I said I felt invigorated. Half blind, but invigorated.
Still sounds like they're talking to the unicorn.
Cash, common, please? Humblewoodian?
Oh! Do I realize I have been speaking a different language?
You focus just a little bit, and then stuttering your words come out in common. It's just like it's like pulling a lever in your brain.
That's
Oh.
like me. For real, for real.
Mm.
Oh, that was weird.
Mm-hmm.
I've never learned that language, but I can speak it.
What's that language, though? What is it?
I guess it's life plane language.
Interesting.
Like those squirrels were speaking it as well.
Eric,
How do you know how to speak it?
having been able to hear it,
don't know.
it's primordial. It's a different dialect, but it's definitely primordial.
Do I understand bits of it?
Yeah. Every fifth word.
I'm going to speak. Well, it could be ignorant, but what's the air one? Orin.
Mhm.
I'm going to speak Orin and say, Kesh, do you understand any of what I'm saying?
Kesh, make an intelligence check.
Eight.
Very little.
Not really, no. Like a little bit.
Well, enough to respond.
Oh no, she spoke in common.
Yeah, but I said it in Orin.
Oh, yeah. What?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's
wouldn't
what I
have,
thought.
Yeah, she wouldn't have had any idea.
Yeah.
Huh?
Don't worry about
Get
it.
that?
You're speaking a dialect of Primordial, the
Oh.
language of the elements.
Oh, that's cool. I guess I speak life elemental.
Yeah, that's weird.
When did that happen?
Did you talk to the unicorn in that language? Do you remember?
Yes. So I talked to the unicorn in common, and the unicorn spoke back to me in the primordial life language, and I could understand him, and so I started talking back, and I was talking that language, but I didn't even realize.
What if it just like triggered something in your memory and well now you know it?
I don't know.
You know how the Outer Heart gave you the knowledge of where the life node was?
Oh.
Perhaps it gave you the knowledge of its language at the same time.
Oh, have to ask when we're back. Yes.
Unless you've been here before.
I don't think so. I think I'd remember a place where the hills will literally chase you down and try to eat you.
Well, only if you're hot like me.
Eric would know it's called Sylvan because it says in the book that it's called Sylvan.
Ah, it's
Book we
Sylvan.
read.
Yes. Sylvan is what the dialect that you're speaking.
Oh, there you go. We're learning a lot today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far are we from the mountains now?
They are still fighting. Imagine, like, Pacific Rim? Like, that sort of scale. Like, kaiju big. Two mountains are just sort of smashing away at each other.
That dumb scene in Hobbit. The giants, they're fighting.
Slow and
How
lumbering.
dare
yeah.
you insult my favorite anime?
Okay.
The world weariness with which that okay was said.
Listen, I have to deal with Brendan's shit so often. This is just yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What was the question? Yeah, they are closer. Absolutely closer.
So I feel like we shouldn't try to climb a mountain while it's fighting something.
One of them is definitely getting the better of the other.
Right.
Do mountains seem significantly different in how they look?
When they're still, no. But as soon as they move, it becomes clear. One of them looks not unlike the dinosaur is called an ankylosaurus. It's got sort of loads of rocky ridges on its back and a big club on a tail, and sort of the armored tank dinosaur thing. One of them looks like that, but made of rock and a kilometer high. The other is more like just a mountain that is trying to eat. So like a huge cave is pulled open in the side of it, and one of its and it appears to be moving itself. Its limbs are smaller, sort of buttress mountains that stick off the side of it, and it's just sort of flailing them at the other mountain. They seem to be, one of them is trying to fend the other off, but the one that's got the mouth is trying to eat the other.
Does it look like waves kind of crashing against each other, or is it more animated than that?
It's definitely more animated than that. It is, from where you are, it looks slow, but that's only because of the significant distance these things are moving through. Like when a swing starts to when a swing ends is sort of half a mile. So it's going quite quickly. It's just a long way away. And yeah, you can feel these subsonic thuds in the ground whenever a major blow is struck. The dinosaur mountain turns and bellows at the other, and you hear the first actual sound of it as this like almost like a very low foghorn, but it's out of sync with the it's out of sync with the visual because it's several miles away. It's sort of it's about sort of 40 miles away. So it takes sort of 15 seconds for the sound to get there. And you hear this very Inception noise, you know that.
That's cool.
That's physics, baby. Yeah, exactly.
Do
Attack on
either
Mountain.
of the mountains border the fire plane?
The southern one, the one that looked to have started the fight is the closer to the border. You would guess it's probably pretty close to it. It is not. Given your recent experience, it would not be surprising to learn that the life plane has deliberately moved some of its more belligerent landscape to the borderlands where incursions of fire elementals are often coming, and then you went and stood on one of them and it went, "Oi, there's a fire elemental on me, I'm gonna eat it like that's my job."
Yeah. So I don't get the impression that either of these mountains are volcanic or are themselves fire elementals.
No. Fortunately.
Yeah, that's good. Do I feel like
good.
over the fence of the Golden Piss Stream River, there's a pair of volcanoes fighting with each other?
Not from what you can see. It's almost like a no man's land. It has been burnt and scorched, but it's not actively on fire. There are dead tree stumps, and yeah.
It's the
Scorched
scorched
bush.
plains.
Yeah, the scorched plains, exactly.
Can you remind me which one is winning? The one that is trying to eat the other?
Probably, yeah, the one that started it. Would
Yeah.
if you were putting money on one of them, you'd say the one that looks just like a peak with a mouth in it.
Okay. Well, I don't know how long this will take, but I think as we walk closer, they're pretty busy. And what if the one that is wanting to eat wins, chomps down? Oh, I'm so sleepy after food coma time. It naps. We take the flower. Yes.
I definitely like the idea of waiting till it's asleep before trying to climb it.
Yeah.
Certainly.
We're still pretty far. I think we can walk there a little bit.
Like, I think if we keep traveling towards it, hopefully by the time we get there, it'll have calmed down a little bit. Also, the Baranth said that we might meet apparently it's a creature that looks like me, but smaller and a different color. And it can help us.
Did he say where that creature was?
Well, he said it was. If we're going to find it, it would be on the way to the mountain. So,
Okay.
hopefully, it'll just turn up.
Okay.
Very well.
Eyes peeled for a flying cash.
I do that too.
Very well. Yeah, Eric, you will have advantage on perception checks for the next little while. Let's have one, shall we?
Sure.
All of us, or just Eric?
Oh, all three of you, but Eric with advantage.
Oh yeah, that's a
1 and a
25?
25. Yeah, excellent. Alrighty.
16.
16. Cool. Kesh. Yeah, the distance. Yeah, you notice that it's very difficult to gauge distance here. as you are moving toward and like around things, other things seem to be moving as well. Things that you would normally sort of place as a like that's a landmark doesn't stay there.
The terrain is uncooperative.
You quickly get that maps are pointless here, in all but the most basic of senses. You also can spot now that you are a little bit further away from the where you came in, you have entered a broad prairie, and grazing here are several different kind of animal that you have never seen before. There are creatures about the same mass as you or Eric, but four-legged and possessed of short curly horns, and tan coats with little white stripes running down their flanks. There is a second that looks like a forest prowler, which you know is a cat-like creature with rocks in it. It's sort of an aberration elemental thing, but these have no such rock formations within them. They are tan-colored again, but have black spots down their sides and flanks. And you see a small pack of them stalking the others, which are grazing. They appear to be extremely stealthy, and once you see them break into a run, and that's more than double dashing. Hey, Rob the Bearded Dragon, good to see you, mate. Julio.
Am I looking at goats by any chance?
I was thinking gazelles, but...
Oh.
The gazelles have
I thought
slightly twisty horns. They are straight, but they twist. But yeah, no, I as soon as I said it, I'm like, this could be anything. More than Mario Kart double dashing. Something or another. Yeah, it could be goats. Why not? It's goats. And cheetahs, obviously.
What's a goat? What the fuck's a goat?
Gazotes, yeah. It is a savannah deer, exactly. Yeah. Julio, you stray towards, I think almost instinctively, towards the river. Dipping your fingers in this, you find all of your magic, your spell slots are recharged.
Oh, guys, check this out. This water is magic.
It's not water. It feels like having hair brush across your palm.
Ooh.
It
Can I
is...
invest?
Treepo?
I
you also
will-
notice there is smoke rising from a stand of trees up ahead. Eric, you notice that the stand of trees is on fire, and it's getting closer.
Oh.
As in, faster than it should be, given the speed you are moving.
Yes. Well, I have a vested interest in both of those things that just happened. I'm going to get Hope to dive down, and I will awkwardly glide down in a spiral a bit, and say, that there's a fire over there, and it is running towards us. And while I do that, I'm going to scoop my my hands into the magic river and see what happens.
Make a con save, please.
Yeah.
Ooh, yikes. Is he next to me? Can I guidance?
No.
It's okay.
20.
I got a 20.
Eric, it burns. Burns like being on fire. A pain that you have not felt in a while. However, you do regenerate 3. Consider each point being either you could 3 points worth of spell slots. So you can
3
either
levels
get
worth of... Yeah.
three. So either first levels or two, a first and a second, basically.
Yeah, understood.
As that happens, I'll take out my flask. I'll get down to the water and I'll ask, can I take some for the road with us, River? And I'll try to scoop some and
Make a religion check.
put her stopper. Okay. I'll guidance myself on this.
Smart.
Yes. Ooh, that's pretty
19.
fucking
I
good.
regained 1 third level spell, by the way.
Okay.
Nice. 22.
22. You hear in your head as you dip your canteen into the river. It cannot leave this place.
We understand.
We do ace these. He is upsettingly good at religion. Kesh, I presume as Eric has pointed out, the fire coming towards you.
I did, yeah.
Will going to this stream take me further away from the fire?
It's sort of it's running generally in the same direction.
Honestly,
I-
hate the word running fire. That it's running towards us. Hate that.
Yeah.
Dislike that.
Well, the
I'm
trees are
gonna
running and they're on fire.
Not better.
If anything worse.
I wouldn't go in that stream, Cash. It seems a little nasty and also bordering the fire plane.
You can try.
But Julio said it was
It
good.
was fine for Julio.
It was fine for me. Pretty good, actually.
Well, Kesh is curious now, so I'm gonna quickly touch it.
Kesh, make a con save.
No.
Damn.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Natty 20, baby!
Nice.
Kesh, you
Nice.
regain all of your used spell slots.
Hmm.
And your Misty
Ooh.
Step.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's invigorating. Okay. All
What?
those in favor of running away from the fire.
If she'd done worse,
Yep.
she would have been hurt by it. But in that 20, I'm like, I gotta give her that. That's very good.
I kind of want to run towards it, actually. I think that if
Why?
we can put the fire out, it may endear us to the denizens of this plane.
Right, but
You
aren't you
can
like with hope?
hear, Eric, on the breeze. You got a nat 20 on your wisdom save from earlier, didn't you?
I
It was
don't know
very
if it was
good.
a
It
nat
was
20, but it was
19.
high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can hear on the breeze a phrase in Ignan. You hear the phrase, "SWAT the weak."
What the week?
SWAT.
SWAT
SWAT.
the week.
Yes. Hey, Tony.
Something fiery is trying to swat the weak.
Julio,
What?
you did reasonably well on your perception as well. You can hear a sound not dissimilar to... Well, you've never heard it before, but it's baaing. I don't really know how to explain it. Like the noise a sheep
Baaing.
makes. So you hear this noise. Bah, bah,
From the
run,
running trees?
Run!
Oh, I hear they're saying run.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Siri's looking at me like, the fuck was that? How do you not like that noise?
Do not appreciate your voice acting.
She's curled up on my lap. And she's looking up at me
Aw,
like, Daddy,
baby.
why are you making silly noises?
It's almost
Yeah.
like it's your job.
Almost exactly like that.
Ah.
Yeah.
Weird noise tells me to run, Eric.
Then dashing out from within the trees that are coming towards you, you see a trio of little... They look like clouds. They look like clouds with little black legs. 4 little black legs and a little black head sticking out the front. A head that looks not unlike a servant's head. But no antlers. And yes, they are the things making the noise, and they do not appear to be communicating with you, but to each other. They are running towards you faster than the trees are, oddly enough.
I'm gonna stay put.
Okay.
Or walk towards, but I'm not moving back. And Hope is gonna come down beside me.
Cool. Kesh? Julio?
Oh,
what you doing?
I'm not one to abandon a comrade in a fight, and I've just got all my spell slots back, so I'm gonna like ready my bow and brace myself.
Yeah, we're staying.
Very well. The trees are approaching you at about 5 feet around. So it'll take them a little minute to get to you. You're probably 100 feet away from them. So a couple of minutes.
Can I hide?
However, you're in a savanna, pretty much.
Damn.
If you crouch down in the grass, yeah, I guess you could hide in the long grass. Kesh and Eric might struggle, particularly Eric, actually, but just being a little bit bigger than Julio. But Julio could probably hide in the long grass. However, the sheep get to you quicker.
Sorry, if it takes them a little while, I will ask my friends, any chance of a little bit of assisted healing?
Oh, you need some?
I'm a
Okay.
bit, yeah, banged up.
Smart.
I have healing word.
Look,
I can give you some good berries.
it's better
Oh
than
yeah, you
nothing.
can like.
How many
Good
does
berries.
he need?
I'm on 13 out of 42.
Because Kesh can do quite a bit of good berries relatively easily.
And you have time to eat them.
Yeah. Nom, nom. Nom, nom,
Yum,
nom.
yum,
We
Cool.
sit and we
I will
watch as
give
they
you-
run towards us.
Well, I can give you 10 good berries for one per spell slot.
Okay.
And I have 4. So
4 spell slots.
I have 4 first level spell slots.
I was going to say, if you did a first and a second, that's 30 hit points. And
That's
you still
pretty good.
have plenty left.
Goodberry doesn't come up with the other spell slots.
It's
Yeah,
10
not
per
all
spell
spells
slot.
scale.
I'm pretty sure that one does, though. It's pretty sure Goodberry scales. Ow.
Well, I've
Oh, no, it doesn't look like they
Inhaled.
do.
10.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do it twice and I'll give you 20.
Yeah.
I feel very bloated, but thank you very much, Kesh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird. I feel like it should.
I'm so next to the stream. So, can I touch the stream again? No.
Hey, Cash. If you're prepared to roll the dice on it, Cash, if you wanted to use a second level spell slot instead of a first to give him an extra 10, I'm prepared to homebrew ruling on Goodberry. Because it makes total sense to me that would scale.
I'll just leave it as is for the moment, but that's good to know if I'm
Okay.
if I'm out of first level spell slots. I
Yeah.
can do it with a different one.
Very well. Cool. Yeah, the sheep reach you. And Kesh, I should have been more specific. It was Kesh that could understand the run. The others could not. To them it just
Baram
sounded
you!
exactly.
Baram you!
Howdy there, y'all. You should probably get out of here. There's some fire elementals over there, like that one actually. We might just. All right, bye.
Wait.
Why? You're not friends with them, are you?
No.
Well, my Dahlia would be right kindly if you'd assist her.
Yes, of course we will. Who is she?
Dahlia? Oh, she's a sweet little thing. She's been looking after us for a long while. Would you
wait,
be
are
from
these
the
sheep?
material plane?
Are these? Can I understand them?
You're getting every third or fourth word.
Okay.
It's Cash that's understanding them. If you cast Speak with Animals, you totally could. If Kesh can't speak with animals, she totally could, but she already can, so it doesn't matter.
I don't need to.
Hogan says that
plain
good berry
vibes with
doesn't
me.
scale, so no matter what spell level you cast it at, it just gives you 10 berry. Yeah, Hogan, it's weird, isn't it? I don't think that makes any sense.
I think it's
Well, let's give you,
probably to prevent
Someone casted good berry at 8th level.
Yeah, and that's 80 points of healing. I'm like,
particularly bullshittery of like survival campaigns, because each one is a day's worth of rations.
yeah.
Yeah, that
So
makes sense.
I imagine it's to prevent
That
someone
sort of thing.
from casting an 8th level once before bed and then having basically food for 2 months.
Yeah. But it wears off after a day. The magic wears off after a day.
Yeah, they're only good for 24 hours.
This is the
Don't
thing.
know
It's and I'm like, 80 points of healing from a single 8th level spell. I'm like, but that's an 8th level spell you've got to burn to get that. You've only ever got one a day. I don't see why it shouldn't scale. If a first level spell slot gives you 10, I think a second level should give you 20. I would say, further to this ruling, you can only eat 10 per action.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just eat 80 berries in one go.
You just have to hold your
my
hand
God.
over Eric's mouth and then cast 80 berries.
No, that's
You get a
that's
hamster.
Like water torture.
That's
but
what
with
happened.
berries.
That's what happened to Alexander. That's what happened to LeChonk.
That's inflation.
Yet again,
Love
full
it.
circle of life, back to inflation.
There it is. Cool, cool and glorious.
While these sheep are talking to us, but mainly Cash, I'm going to fish out my potion of fire resistance.
Nice.
That I don't believe we have fought any fire elementals since acquiring that.
Nope.
And I'm going to hand it to Julio.
Oh, thank you.
That's okay. It will make you harder to set on fire.
Fucking, he's no dropping him now. He's already dodging every hit.
I'm unkillable god.
You're on a plane where you heal automatically at every minute. Kesh, you're talking to a sheep. With a southern drawl. She looks a bit like you. Are you from the plane of the material plane?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Oh, why, yes. That's Sylvan.
Why, yes,
that's,
I do declare
that's the
I
accent.
Excellent.
Yes, we are.
Lovely
It's canon.
conversation as they're running away from a fire. By the way,
They're hiding behind you now.
Is it just
Oh,
one?
okay.
Is it just one elemental? Or
There's
is it
3 of them, the fiends. And poor old Tooth and Dahlia are protecting us.
Oh, well then that's 5 against 3. We'll be fine, guys. Let's go.
Back through the trees, then, you brave things. Thank you kindly.
these fucking sheep.
You head through the trees, or the trees sort of head past you, and one way or t'other, you find yourself. Hang on, let me think. Yes, as you approach, the ground flattens out, though you would have said the trees are at the top of an incline. And now, if Julio looks carefully, it is as if the trees are slowly shuffling away from the blaze. Through the rapidly thinning branches, you can see a tiny house, and I mean actually quite tiny. It is about 10 foot to a side, and the door is only 2 foot high. Any of you could easily jump over it. Judging by the tracks, it was surrounded by trees not long ago, though now only a few burned stumps of the trees that were too slow to get away remain. Flitting around the building is a small pink blur, and another of the little cloud-shaped creatures stands with its legs apart in front of it, an unnaturally long tongue lashing out at 2 giant flaming humanoids, while the pink blur darts aggressively at a third.
I will drink the potion as I see the giant humanoids. Pop, 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 pop,
Yeah.
pop.
And I'm going to cast Fire Shield on myself
Smart. Love it.
as the chill shield.
Cool. Yep. Roll me initiative, please. Combat is already ongoing, so no sneak attack rounds, I'm afraid.
Oh. Crap. 5.
So,
Oh, sorry,
Five,
8. 8 in total.
18 from Eric.
Kesha's going to stand here for a bit.
19.
With all the lifey, magic-y shenanigans,
Yes?
did I happen to get any more uses of wild shape?
I'll let you have one back.
Thanks.
Yeah. So, can I have 2 d20s in chat, please? One for Dahlia and one for Toof. The little, the sheep with an extra long tongue is Toof Airy. That's a 2 for Dahlia.
Nice.
No D.
Exclamation mark roll space 20.
And a 13 from Kate. Thank you, Kate.
Excellent.
I asked in chat if Sylvan is Southern, what accent is ignorant, and Bishop Blood suggested it's super Aussie.
Yeah. Bandit better got a straight 1. Oh dear. I'll take
Fuck,
the
mate,
2.
everything's on fucking fire.
No, crikey.
Shit,
we got-
mate, it's a hot one today. Hot enough for you. Hot
And
enough
Dahlia
for you.
got a 6. So Dahlia is going after Kesh.
We're not here to fuck fire elementals.
New Yorker. The trick is Crisp and Crunch. I'm not sure I can do a New York accent.
You just have to say, hey, I'm walking here.
Hey!
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, I
I'm
can do-
burning here.
I'm burning here.
A burning ear? Alright, we will... I think what we'll do is we'll go do the first round up to the Fire Elemental's attacks. And then we will call it for the day. So... Julio, you are first. You are about 60 feet away from this business. What do you want to do?
Yes. Okay, well, 60 feet. Pretty far. But I can bonus action dash if I
You
want to. Yeah. Okay, so I will dash. Okay, so which one is embroidered in combat with the long-tongued creature?
There are 2 fighting the long-tongued creature, and a third is being sort of bothered by this little pink thing. You're too far away to make out what it is. It's only a foot tall.
Okay, I'll go help the one that is getting ganged up on by the 2 elementals
Very well.
to get some heat off of them. So I need to dash with my bonus, and I have my Daggerino attack.
Daggerino attack. Alrighty. Make the Daggerino
Uses
attack.
Variable dagger. I do
Yep.
not think I hit.
A 12. Let's find out.
Oh,
Probs not. No, just not.
damn it! That hurts. Okay.
That's-
Well, I used my bonus action, so I can't do much else.
That's-
So I'm
that's
just
that.
like squaring out.
Yeah. You did attack
Oh,
it though.
actually, I did attack it. Can I give out my bardic inspiration as well?
You may. Isn't that a bonus action?
Oh right, you're right. I can't do anything.
Very well. Yeah. First time a creature enters a space next to it, you take 1d10, 8 points of fire damage.
4.
4, yes. Because you half it. Because you are standing next to a bonfire. And you tried to stab it.
Good to know.
Yep. Eric, what do you do?
Okay. I assume I haven't rested, so I assume I haven't been able to attune to the Shadow Malt's shield.
I will say you have.
Nate. Thanks.
I like
And
to
that's
think
a
that a lot of
bonus.
the things like that is when you first put it on, it's sort of an auto-attune. If you want to take it off and then unattune and then reattune, it's the whole rigmarole.
Yeah. I mean, enough has happened since getting it, and
Yeah.
there's a whole bunch of malarkey, so that's fair.
Lucky.
Malarkey. Oh, it is a crypt. Great.
Yep, I put it in there for you.
Yeah, thank you. Great. So that's a bonus action to activate?
I believe so.
Okay, great. I activate that as a bonus action, and then I can't remember what it was that I narratively turned into when we were fighting the Fells. It didn't last very
Mantis.
long.
Praying mantis.
Ah, yeah, great. I'm going to use my action to do that again.
Very well.
And I do have this fire shield on as well, which is like a light blue flame, I feel.
Well, yeah, can you describe? You turn into a giant praying mantis with sort of blue flames flickering around them in a shield, and then there is this floating actual shield as well, sort of orbiting around you with your family's colours on it. Well, the Shadow Malt colours on it.
Yes. Yeah. So
I asked you to
all
describe,
that
and then I basically
happens.
did it. Cool, excellent, yeah.
And then I'm going to kind of like fly hop in the way that mantises do, 50 feet towards the nearest fire elemental.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. You're about 10 feet away from one of the ones fighting the little tongued sheep thing. So
I'm going to flail my arms and like try to get its attention.
you have the attention of one of them, certainly. It's now like curious because there is an eagle-sized, or probably bigger, an albatross-sized fire elemental floating near you, unless you told her not to.
I probably wouldn't have told her anything, but mechanically she's not activated.
Oh right, okay.
Unless you want to waive that. But I've used my one-way wild shape to wild shape myself.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
she's just kind of big,
Okay.
but not mechanically active.
I think she's interesting, but not useful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Alrighty.
I considered activating her, and then I figured,
no,
fire
she
elemental
won't do
against
any
fire
damage.
elementals.
Yeah. Alrighty. So can I get an attack roll in chat, please? Because Toof is going to make a pseudopod attack. So an exclamation mark roll space 20 in chat, please. Maybe Betty can have another shot. An 18 for Bishop Blood. Ooh. 23.
Uncharacteristically high.
That's very, very good. Yep. Toof is going to slap down on one of these fire elementals with an 11 from Betty. That's noteworthy. Thank you. Because it's going to bite it as well. So, yes, Toof is going to grapple the first fire elemental and deal 1d8 bludgeoning damage to it. I will just quickly roll the d8. 1, that's great. Plus 3, so 4 points of damage to the first fire elemental. And it is now grappled by him. He then bites it. Now, I just need to check, because I'm not actually sure if they're immune to acid. They are not immune to acid. That's good. Because the Toof's bite attack does 1d8 fire, does 1d8 piercing, which is max damage, 11 piercing, and 5 acid damage. That's pretty good. So 15 and a half to 7 plus 5, 12 damage all up on the first. Nicely done, Toof. However, Toof it then takes 10 points of fire damage from standing next to this guy. That is Toof's turn. And I think, guys, seeing it is now in turn order the fire elemental turns, that we will stop for the evening there.
You don't want us to see what they can do, what they can.
Oh, go on then. We'll finish the round so Kesh can have a go.
Yeah.
Yay!
Alrighty. I mean, it's you're not going to enjoy it. So
I know.
the one that is currently being grappled by Tooth is going to touch him a bunch because their attacks are called touch attacks. I will roll for them because I don't like making chat roll the attacks against you and your allies.
This is bad touch.
Oh dear. Both hit, but barely. I rolled pair of 7s, but that with their modifier, it is enough to hit Tooth. So Tooth takes a lot. 4d6s. 10, 26 fire damage.
Ouch.
And Tooth does not bar. It's not like a bah, it's a ow. Good sheep, not bad sheep.
In common.
In common.
Ooh.
And then the second one moves towards Julio, and is going to lay the bad touch down on Julio. Julio, I'm going to assume a 14 does not hit,
Yeah, it doesn't.
but a 24 does.
Yeah. Shit. I was like, oh, yeah, no.
That is 12 points of fire damage.
Don't forget, you now have resistance.
Yeah, so it's like 6,
Yeah.
and
Do you want to use
I
your
can
uncanny
also
dodge?
Hop that. Yeah,
3. Stupid.
3. Stupid rogues. Dumb fucking rogues.
The other is going to blat away at the little pink thing that is fluttering around it. It's trying to sort of to go and smoke some coffee on the porch. Absolutely fantastic session today, you bloody legends. Band-Aid Betty, you bloody champion, thank you so much for your pleasant comments. We are nearly done here. Hopefully we see you again next week. At 10 and an 11 plus 6 each time, so that's a 16 and a 17 to hit. Dahlia has an AC of 10. Okay, yeah, she gets hit. That's unfortunate. Yeah. Oh, she has 0 dex. Wow. Right. Yeah, she's going to cop a bit of damage then. 5, 10, 14 plus 6. Yep, 20 points of damage on Dahlia. It's Cash's turn.
I would like to shoot the biggest, baddest looking fire element.
Very well. The biggest, baddest one of them just blatted at a potential ally, one of them blatted at an actual ally, and the other is currently in the grips of the maw of a sheep. A sheep with a freakishly long, like 20-foot long tongue.
Look, that's a little upsetting.
Yeah.
I'm going to protect my actual ally and shoot that one.
The sheep is actively on fire, though. As is Julio.
Oh, okay,
Julio,
okay.
you are actively on fire.
Okay, Julio is on
okay.
fire. That's the priority. I shoot that one.
Even with fire resistance?
Even with
Potion?
fire resistance, the touch attack, you will be taking half damage from it. But until you take an action to douse the fire, the target takes 1d10 fire damage at the start of each of its turns.
Yeah.
That is a 20 to hit with the fang bow.
Which one are you hitting? Sorry?
The one that's got Julio.
Cool, yep. The one that's blatting at Julio, yeah, it does get hit.
Excellent.
Presuming you're using necrotic damage, right?
Yes, necrotic damage, but I only rolled a 1 on the dice, so that is
I'm
8
going to
points of
remind
damage.
That Hunter's
Oh
Mark
yeah,
is
that
a
I
thing.
can Hunter's Mark.
And if you do, you want to do it before you attack.
Yeah. Oh, I cast Hunter's Mark and then I shoot at the one trying to hurt Julio.
Brilliant. Genius.
I heard you say that
That's
the whole time.
adding
Yeah.
another 1!
Wow, okay, so 9 points of magical damage, fortunately.
9 points of necrotic damage.
9, cool. You presumably have moved closer, or are you staying 60 feet away?
Oh, I'm staying back. I don't want to get burned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just check what the range on Hunter's Mark is, but I think it's 60 feet. And Kesh has another shot.
I do.
Fuck 'em up.
Range. Oh, the range is 90 feet. So yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
That's,
I'm
it feels
just
like
going to
it's
shoot
sensible.
the same one again.
Yep. 17
17
does hit.
Yay! Oh yeah, I rolled an 8 that time.
That's better.
That's nice.
And the Hunter's Mark.
And Hunter's Mark. So that is
Another
18
3.
points that
18
time.
points of 27. All up. Very nice, Kesh.
Oh, Bishop Blood nails it. Even if Karen forgets, Kesh
won't.
wouldn't.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Fortunately, the DM has your back. Alrighty, then we will stop there because the last person in the initiative order is Dahlia, and maybe next week Dahlia will be able to join us. We will see. I will have a chat and see if it's actually possible. So, guys, thank you very much for playing with us this evening. I hope you've enjoyed. I certainly have. Do you like my plane of life?
It is
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's not ideal for a fire elemental assisted person, I'll be honest. I'm sorry about that.
It's fine. It's fun.
Cool. Alrighty. Well, guys, we will do now what we like to do at the end of our streams. We like to do our favorite moments. But before we get into that, I have a special thing that I was going to talk about last week, and I sort of dipped it, and I was like, no, I shouldn't. And the reason I shouldn't have is because I'd done the math wrong. So, today, this evening, right now, is Karen's 50th episode in the Humblewood.
Yo.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
How is it so
old.
many?
Yeah. It is, I did the math, and I will go and find it. Yeah. As I recall, 43 episodes of Kesh. And then, yeah, quite a few other people as well. Karen has played more separate characters than anybody else in this world. Humblewood.
Oh, slut bitch.
Look, you said it, not me.
Lot bitch.
Boss.
Boss slut bitch.
So much humble, much wood. Feel free to do the thing that I asked, computer. No,
It's a
doesn't
computer. Why would it do what you asked?
Happy
Oh.
anniversary, Karen.
Because I've
Thank
already,
you.
it's because it's already open. All right, Karen has
been a
43
pleasure.
episodes of Kesh. This is the reason for the confusion. You have played Polyani 3 times. However, whilst it was canon, it wasn't in this world the 3rd time.
Yeah, Polyani's done a side quest.
Yeah. Catherine Corvimus has been in 3 episodes, and Aoife has been in 2. Now. So, yeah. And
Yeah.
Brendan is up to 41 episodes of Eric, 2 of Volos, and 1 as Alexander. So Brendan is currently sitting at 44 episodes, and Daria is sitting at 34. 31, Julio, Vesna 2, and Edith 1. Rachel Foucault and Dan Swelto are the only ones who are ahead of Karen. Rachel's
Oh, I'm shocked.
64 episodes of Trish and 1 as Freddie Minnelli, so 65. And Dan is... What did I work it out? Dan's was a lot. Bennick, I didn't actually work out the individual Bennick and Helvig ones because they're really hard, but 86 episodes all up. It's a lot.
Wow.
But Brendan and Karen
How
have
many
both
episodes?
of 112.
Wow.
Yeah, you have both surpassed Mitch and AJ.
Hey.
Mitch and AJ,
Hey.
AJ's at 37 and Mitch is at 39. So Daria is 3 behind AJ.
I'm catching
Catching
up.
up.
Coming up on
You're getting
it.
there.
Yeah. And then
He's
after
gonna get
you,
ya.
and after those people, it's Jack with 26. Smoothie and Biggin. So Karen,
who I
in
miss?
celebration of this momentous achievement, if you look,
Wait, Jack, isn't Jack played the Humblewood person, detective lady?
yes, but never in the Humblewood.
Ah, I'm sorry. I thought it was like there's one more.
Yeah. Tali, yes, but not in the wood yet.
I'm sorry.
Brendan and I have plans. Yes. Stay tuned for the 10th of August. Karen, on your
Let
desk...
me put that in my calendar.
You suggested it. Karen, on your desk, on the right-hand side, in the little nooks and crannies behind your laptop, you will see a little green parcel.
Oh. Ah, thanks for so many wonderful adventures.
Presents! Yeah, I can do sneaky presents too.
Oh, we got a fluffy little sack.
Nice.
Why? Why do you have to say that?
Why do you have to make it
Well,
like
for you
this?
guys.
Got bought by Pet Channel Points.
Ah, they're so cute.
To
Let's
dice.
see if we can get to focus. They got little fishies in them.
Aww.
I don't know if you
Yeah.
can see.
Cute.
Get it to focus. Focus, damn you. And it's like, no.
Are they
I will
koi
not.
or clownfish? I can't remember.
Are they a clownfish?
No.
They're
there you
little
go.
clownfish.
It's not a sentient sack.
Oh, it might be koi actually, because I think they're a little too white to be clownfish.
Tony says, I think that
Take
means he
a
loves you
photo.
or something.
For the Discord, take a
Yes.
photo later.
That's a good
There
idea.
we go.
Oh, there we are. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah,
You can see
they're
that little
koi.
fishy.
Yeah. Those are some roll with advantage dice. Gotta love roll with advantage. Nemo dice? No, they're koi. RWA.
Little koi dice.
Boom. Yes, go and check them out over there. We do love our roll with advantage, people. Is this a plane of water teaser? Bishop Blood, stop it, you thirsty boy. Always aiming for more elemental planes. So,
It really doesn't want to focus, does it?
no, it doesn't.
Go on,
Favorite
go on.
moments, ladies, gents, and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion. What do we feel? Can we get a D4 in chat, please? I'm number 1, Brendan number 4, and we know how it works. Thirsty for the plane of water. Weird. Well, yeah, but it's salt water, a lot of it.
Guys,
A
guys,
4,
listen
we're
to
talking
the-
about Brendan, and then we're talking about Karen.
Listen to the click clack.
Click clacks.
That's a good clicky clacky.
Gotta love it. Alrighty. Favorite, thank you very much, Jack. Favorite Brendan moments.
Ooh,
First of all, how do we feel? What did Brendan do well? Karen,
I have
goes
something.
No, go for it.
talking to the lawn. It's like you can.
Damn it.
You could have done anything. You could have talked to anything, and you're like, I want to talk
To the grass.
to the grass.
Yeah,
course.
that was beautiful.
Yeah.
And the unicorn said it himself. Like, it gets stepped on by everything. Like, what's gonna know more?
Yeah.
It
Absolutely.
likes being stepped on.
All hail
Well,
the
since
lawn.
Karen yoinked mine, I
Okay.
also really enjoyed the usage of hope when we're like trying to run away from the hill, and I liked how both of you worked in tandem to make it like a cool moment of hope, like growing in the air as it was moving. That was very cool, and I just really enjoyed how. Well, we're gonna get to that, I think, in the DM favorite moments, but I really enjoyed how everyone got like a very like specific thing that happened, and Eric's was just very cool. I really enjoyed it.
I really liked Brendan's equanimity, how he dealt with a bit of a shitty roll of the draw when it comes with Julio and Cash are healing instantly. Eric's not. I'm gonna put my hand in the magic river, see what. Fuck!
Yeah.
I loved that particularly because I imagine you were going in your head, you were like, this is not going to work. It's not going to work. Can't say fuck. Yep. Here we go. Hurts, doesn't injure you, does give you pass the con check. So I was like, my logic in that was every point you passed by was a point you got to use on magic spells.
Yeah.
You are a mortal. You are not into 100% a fire elemental. You're just enough of a fire elemental that everything here is like a bit sus of you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. I was just like, look, I'm the primary caster of this party. I have 3 spell slots left. I've got to try.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely where you got your other wild shape from as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Favorite self?
Ooh, yeah, I some of my favorite self moments never actually ended up happening. There were ideas I had in my head about how to escape the giant hill, and then Julio / Daria did them before I could and better.
Same brain cell.
Yeah. We're disturbingly close. You know what? Probably my favorite moment was the burning trees rushing towards us, and Julio saying, "We've got to get the fuck out. We've got to leave," and Eric staying put and saying, "Absolutely not. We're gonna deal with this."
Yeah. That was very cool. I almost went and said, it's almost like he's in his element. Yeah. He is. Yeah. I want to reiterate, I really appreciate that a lesser player would have not been cool and groovy with getting the shit end of the stick in terms of, everybody else there's some fuckery going on here. Yeah. And I appreciate that. Like, I knew I wouldn't get "aw" from Brendan, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Yeah. Now we've rolled.
It's all part of a fun story, so I'm just happy to be a part of that.
I'm glad. Well, now we've had a 3 rolled, so it's Karen. Karen up next. Favorite Karen moments, everybody. Favorite Kesh. I'm gonna go first. Yeah. Talking to Baranth.
Okay. Yeah.
That's cool.
Made up on the fly unicorn. Yeah.
Was that really?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Completely made up. Yeah.
The impulse unicorn.
Yeah. Emotional support
and
unicorn.
I throw in the unicorn.
I don't think people can see it on stream, Josh, but if you stand up and show the lovely people your shirt.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is my DM unicorn. He's actually standing behind the DM shield as well, yeah. Yeah, I get a lot of unicorn shit.
I really enjoyed Karen's use of the arrow, that she didn't really shoot at the hill. She was like using it as a distraction for everyone. I really enjoyed that. I think like because we still like don't really want to fight anything representing this plane. No. So that was like a good middle ground to get it to fuck off, but also not like hurt it. That was nice.
Yeah. Brendan?
It was in regards to something specific early on. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I wrote here Kesh's trepidation about the plane and saying, "Well, that's exciting, isn't it?"
I think it might even have been before Eric got there.
Yeah. It was very early, but that sarcastic remark was very interesting.
It's very Kesh.
Particularly compared to Julio's enthusiasm about the place. And then Kesh is a little more kind of grounded about it, and then kind of in between Julio and Eric.
I think it was when her migraine cleared.
Oh yeah, that checks out.
Yeah. Start. We've got a couple of others. Bishop Blood, speaking in multiple languages was fun. Treasure says, funny right at the start, asking if being watched and eyes everywhere. They first entered and Kesh was too blind for Julio's shit. Karen, favorite self?
I did like Misty stepping away from the hill that was chasing me. Because I was like, I need like a spell that makes me move. And I was just like, wait,
I've got
I
one.
can Misty Step
Now, yeah.
now. That was
I also
fun.
really liked using your sense, your
Oh yes,
your-
like wow, there's a lot of
Yeah.
life here. I also enjoyed. It's like, oh, so it's 5 against 3. Well, it's fine. Let's go.
You probably will be fine. You're professional elemental hunters. You are
Yeah,
specifically
we're
good at
fighting
this.
elementals is what we're really good at.
Fire elementals, particularly, like we've got this, guys. This is all
We
about
were
us.
told up for this. Like we're good.
I am not tooled up for it. I was not expecting to have to fight fire elementals.
In the
I have
plane of
almost
life.
none of my I have almost none of my spells prepared. So
Yeah. Sorry, you went through at a point where the material, the life, and the plane of fire sort of meet. Because the plane of fire is very close to where you are in the material, as is the plane of life, because that's the whole point. That's the big thing. So you would come out, when you blamf over, you would come out on the life side, but only just. Yes, in a sort of 4-dimensional chess way, kind of does make sense. Glorious. Alrighty. Well, favorite demon hunters rise up. All right. We need ! Roll space 2. Is it me or is it Daria? It's a 2. It's Dahlia. All right.
Dahlia?
Daria. Sorry. No.
Dibs,
Oops.
dibs.
Fuck.
Trying to shoot herself upwards with
Yes.
the force of flowers. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I was so pumped for that, and it didn't work. I was like, damn it!
Yeah, it's not.
so cool.
It's not. It doesn't possess any motive power. It's still druidcraft. Unless you create an entire mountain of
was
flowers just shooting out, just standing on it.
Yeah, I was just imagining like a torrent of flowers like
Yeah.
shooting out.
I loved it too, and if you'd rolled better, I would have allowed it, but no. I love that you come up behind Eric, a much larger person, sort of grab him around the waist and like, go, flowers, go!
Flower crown.
Trying to,
Flowers.
it's like Iron Man out of there, but with flowers.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. Iron Man, but yeah, flowers.
My
This
D0
isn't
is
my
broken.
favorite. This isn't my favorite Daria moment, but I'm gonna piggyback off of that. Of the two of us failing to get any upwards momentum, and then Daria saying, "Fuck it, I'm gonna cosplay as Sonic the Hedgehog," and rolling away was very good. But my favorite moment was when talking to the squirrels about the mountains and trying to get the mountains to go back to sleep and saying, do the mountains like lullabies? That was very good and very Julio.
Bishop Blood says, Julio at the start being so happy, jumping all around and casting Floral Blast. Yeah, I'm going to piggyback off that. I really enjoyed Julio's joy at the beginning. Julio's love of this place was just infectious. And it was really, really lovely to see. And yeah, I think just the way you played that was really nice. It was kind of a cute side of Julio. And things like Floral Blast, I had not written down what would happen if you druid crafted here, but it's the source of your magic. You are so much closer to the source. Just sort of like, as a DM, you just sort of have to roll with that sort of a punch, and like, okay, well, fuck, how would this work? Yeah, no, let's for flavor and nothing more, this happens, and cool, hey. I also really enjoyed giving the hash brown to the squirrels.
Yeah.
You get a hash brown. You get a hash brown.
You all get a fucking hash brown.
The Oprah of hash browns.
Popra?
Popra.
No,
Popra.
that doesn't work.
Popra.
Popra, yeah.
Yeah, potpourri.
That's a fragrant Oprah.
Yeah. Daria, favorite self?
Oh right. I liked I really liked talking to the squirrels. That was very fun. And I I liked when Eric gives Julio the potion. I'm like, oh, I don't think I'll need it. I'm kind of like chilling. And then all these like 3 giant humans made of fire come out. I'm like, oh yeah, look. Yep. That was cute. That was funny, I think.
Bishop Blood also liked the Sonic Season 1 callback. Yeah, I don't even know if Daria is aware of that one. But yeah, Julio, Jude and Helvig used to roll down hills in balls. They used to it was a game they played in Season 1. Because Jude's brothers used to kick her down the stairs as a game. Because she a horribly abusive family, and then they made an actual game of it, and Helvig could curl up in a ball, which is a hedgehog, so he would just roll down the hill. Back in the before time when things were nice. Yeah, but not in the very before time when things were not nice. You say floral blast like Dan. Floral blast! Blast with flowers. Yeah.
I think Julio should get a spell called Flower Ball,
Blast.
which is Fireball, but it's flowers.
Flowers, yeah.
Oh, that'd be cute.
And it
Does
does no
damage.
Yes. I'll allow it if it does no damage.
Hey, that might get you invited to weddings.
You know what? Yeah. So what you're saying is I have to be extremely useful for people to consider inviting me to a wedding.
Yeah, it was like, well, bring him along and we won't have to get any decorators. You can stay for the
To
food,
be
I
fair,
guess.
that's why Cash was invited, because she's proven herself to be extremely useful.
She's sort of famous, is why she was invited. No. Oh, yeah, you invited her because she's extremely useful, right? Yeah.
No.
Wow.
She's famous because she's done stuff.
She was invited as your +1. That's why she went to the wedding.
That's true.
You brought her as a human shield. Let's be honest, to deflect away from your family. You were so invited. She was also invited. Alrighty. Well, guys, that was glorious and wonderful. I know I'm not going to try and get away from it. Tony rolled a 1. So we will talk about favorite DM moments, guys. What do you think?
Ooh, I have something right off the bat. The fight between the 2 mountains. I love that. Okay, just like even outside of D&D, just in general in games, what I really like for some reason, it speaks to my gremlin soul, when you like traverse an RPG world and you see some 2 other groups duking it out, like NPC type shit. Like Skyrim, you see those 2 like factions warring. I'm like, hell yeah, fuck them up. And I just sit there and watch because I'm nasty like that. And that was like the same idea, but the way you like explain it and the impact and how the wave of sound reaches us through these miles, it was just cool. It was just very cool.
Thank you. Bishop Blood liked the deep voice on the lawn and the not deep voice on the tree.
Sorry, do you have something, Karen?
Oh no, you go, Brendan. You go.
Okay. Look, Josh had a fucking field day, pun intended, with this life plane. And I mean, this was prepared last week, so I'm sure it had some level of iteration upon it as well, even if it was just kind of on the fly.
Lots on the fly, yeah.
Yeah, but there were a lot of really cool narrative moments, lots of really cool mechanical things. Like, I think it's very cool that Cash and Julio generate hit points passively. There's lots of very cool stuff. The not piss stream of magic is cool, but what I was probably my highlight from this session particularly was Josh successfully describing a unicorn without ever mentioning the word unicorn.
Thank you.
As this servant type thing on 4 legs with 1 horn and white. It took me a while, but by the time you ended with 1 horn, I'm like, yeah, cool. That's what that is. And particularly given the fact that that was, now we know, impromptu, was very cool.
The lawn calls the horn a blade of grass. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was quite proud of that particular little detail. Yeah.
The lawn had so much wonderful stuff in it. But I did write down 2 quotes that made me laugh. We are but a lawn, and belligerent landscape.
Yes, the term belligerent landscape.
The idea of the life plane moving its more aggressive kind of
Terrain.
terrain. Yes, there we go. To the close to the border is just kind of hilarious.
Imagine being invaded by it. It's just like, oh no, the hills are coming.
I'm coming for you.
I mean, you didn't like being chased by that hill. Yeah.
No. Suboptimal.
Yeah. So, yeah. As was advertised today, we were intending to have a special guest. And if we had, I would have... Basically, what I did was, and this is my favorite me moment, I rejigged the entire story I had written on the fly. Everything happened in a different order. I had planned most of the things that happened, except for the conversation with the unicorn and the squirrels. I did not anticipate you really talking to the grass either. Should have. I would have predicted that something like that would have happened. I figured you'd talk to something, but I didn't know what, so preparing it was redundant, and I just sort of roll with it. But, yeah, my intention was that you would get to Dahlia first. I told you, this is going to be confusing as fuck. If we can make the connection work with Fenway, then we will have her play it. If not, I will pilot Dahlia as an NPC. It's happened before in reverse. NPCs have become player characters. Now we're having a player character become an NPC. Why not? I liked managing to include 2 fairy. The little... all of this is, if you haven't seen it, a reference to the one-shot that we did for Jasper's Game Week. Dahlia is a Mapatch, but a little pink Mapatch with wings. She is technically a fairy, or a pixie. She is a druid rogue cross, and she, during that adventure, befriended a trio of sheep that just randomly appeared because of a wild magic surge. They thought they used to be in Barovia, and then they just sort of were there. And then later on, they met a 4th sheep that was actually a mimic. The mimic doesn't like mimics. Doesn't want people to think it's a mimic, wants to be a sheep, and is friends with the other sheep. The other sheep love the mimic. That mimic's name is Tooth. Dahlia has...
That's very cute.
Dahlia has decided that's his name, and he is currently fighting alongside you guys and having a really rubbish time being on fire. The cotton candy elemental.
Deciding to grapple the fire. Yeah.
Hey, look, it's his only attack. I didn't respec the mimic. It's a mimic. So you have a mimic on your side. It's ambulatory, but in all other regards, it's just a mimic. So it's already on about half health, FYI. Dahlia will heal it.
I can't do anything about that.
Yeah, well, look, Dahlia will heal it. You have a second druid with you. So that's good. I was really proud of how I rejigged the story on the fly to see if I could make what I intended to happen at the beginning happen at the end. And, I think I succeeded quite well. The chase sequence is also really cool. I love a good chase sequence. Glorious. Well, thank you very much for our favourite moments, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure this evening, but I think we should probably go away from here now. We've been streaming for a gosh darn while. Good God, that's spooky. The fire running full sprint at you all. The fire wasn't running at you. The trees that were on fire were running towards you as fast as they could.
Still bad.
Still not good.
Regardless of the details, I really liked being able to say that. The The fire is running towards us.
Yeah. All the language accents canon. I'm not going to guarantee because I can't necessarily do them all. It's basically what happens when it happens, Bishop Blood. So, we must go away from here now, guys. But if you could kindly tell me who the absolute heck you all are, that would be great. Brendan, who the heck are you?
I'm heckin' Brendan Ellis. I'm a sleepy little boy, so I need to go to Biddy Boys.
Fair.
I unfortunately am not going to be here on Monday for Major Magica, but do tune in for that. It will probably be Poggy or Pog adjacent.
At least Pog adjacent, yeah. Hopefully the Night Geo will be back to join us for that one. Karen, who the heck are you?
Hello, I'm Karen, otherwise known as the Mother of Bunnies. You can find me here usually on Monday and Thursday nights. You can follow me over on the Twitter at Mother O Bunnies because they wouldn't let me have that F, which I just realised sounds so... They wouldn't give me the F. F that. F you, Twitter.
Too easy.
You could also follow my Bella Sculptor Ego, Miss Lola Moore, over on Instagram. And if you would like to see me in real life, I am performing at the Astor Theatre this Saturday as part of the Mixed Bell SWA competition, which is going to be exciting. I've been working very hard. So if you live in Perth, feel free to come on down. It's going to be a great night. Lots of cool performers going to be hanging out with me. I might even be one of the cool performers.
Maybe.
Just saying.
I will be there too.
There's also the D&D podcast. There be dragons, and Josh will be there, so you can scream at him.
Or not. You don't have to do that.
Josh!
It's a possibility. Yeah. No Mastodon? The band? And Daria, who the absolute heck are you?
Oh, great question. I mean, I'm Daria. I am an artist. I drew the portraits and emotes for this channel, and I'm here every Thursday to play some D&D with these lovely peeps. That's me.
Love it. Thank you very much. And I be Josh the Pirate. Mastodon is an alternate. Mastodon is an alternate to Twitter. Okay, well, we don't do that. We barely do the Twitter. And I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel, Corsairs Cove, where I run D&D and other RPG-related games with my lovely wife Karen, the Mother of Bunnies, and all of my marvelous friends. But you know that because you've already done it. You've joined us here already. Good job. Keep doing it. On Monday night, we have some more Humblewood shenanigans. In fact, it is of sorcery and shenanigans on Monday night, where we will be playing some Major Magica with Hauer, Aoife, and Nicodemus. The Lawrite will be joining us again. It's not really. It's just another type of social. Okay. It's not really a Twitter alternate. Okay. Well, I'm not interested in more of the socials. I don't even like the socials I've got.
I'm having way too much fun watching Twitter like self-immolate to leave right now. I'm hanging in there.
Okay.
I will stay until that dumpster has burned all the way to the ground.
Also, hey Red, how are you?
I will stay until Twitter lowers itself to the bottom of the ocean to look at other wrecked social medias and then implodes.
Nice. What a
Pressure.
callback.
Can't handle the pressure. And yeah, on Sunday evening, Sunday afternoon, in fact, 3 p.m. AWST, on Sunday afternoon, I will be going to a wedding. But not a real wedding. I will be going to the wedding of a kobold and a vampire over on the Lawrite, which is a phrase that you never get to say in real life, is it?
And look at you, invited, aren't you?
I know, right?
Interesting.
I'm so invited as well. Susan Treefriend will be attending the wedding of her good friends that she met whilst they killed Straddle von Dadovich, the evil vampire count. So we're doing a reprise of that one shot that we played a long time ago. So that'll be super fun. Over on the Lawrite, ! The Lawrite. In fact, I'll just type Ardana because it's easier. Ardana will be running that game.
I've had a thought. All of our other streamer friends who are DMs or GMs, please do sessions which take place at weddings and invite either myself, Josh, or Karen.
Except Daria.
I have an idea. Brendan,
fuck off. No, I like Brendan's
Let's just have
better.
a whole
That's
bunch
very
of
funny.
wedding one-shots that Daria doesn't get invited to.
No, that is very funny, actually. I will be in chat being
We need to do it,
baby.
We need to do a special app that's literally just Julio is invited to a wedding.
Yeah.
Oh, but what if we find Raleigh and we have a beautiful love
And
story
she's going-
and we
it's
have
her
a wedding,
wedding.
and none of you?
It's
I was
it's
gonna
Raleigh's
say,
wedding,
what if-
and it's not marrying Julio.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, how dare.
But Julio's the only guest.
The only one.
Well, he's a
getting
pope
all
now. He's the
seats.
celebrant.
I'm not even invited. I'm just there to work.
Yeah.
I hate this.
And you
so
two could
good.
be the witnesses. Alrighty.
Oh yeah, even better. Crispin Crunch says, Julio gets invited as an NPC. Oh,
Yes.
I need new friends. These ones
yeah.
suck.
Dreader GM and I will be joining the Lawrite over on their channel on Sunday afternoon with a couple of other wonderful people. So that'll be super fun. Join us over there for that. And on Tuesday night, the wonderful Dragon Kier, the Lawrite, Sir Terrace, Malika Moon, and there's another one. One more. Oh, come on, brain. No, it is just those four. Cool. Yes. Those four wonderful individuals would be joining me for some thirsty sword lesbians on Tuesday evening to celebrate the closing up of Pride Month. So that'll be great there. So, loads of cool shit coming in the next week. We'd love to see you there for all of that. Stay tuned to all of our socials to find out the times. We will. It will be chaos. And
can I just stick my nose in to say, the Lawrite Ardana was talking to me about this on Monday, and definitely tune in. It's going to be really exciting and fun session.
Kate has clipped Daria's opinion of Brendan's idea. Excellent.
How dare.
Thank you, Kate.
Guys, we're gonna get flagged for profanity.
We have a Discord. We have all the exclamation mark socials. We have a YouTube. Karen, can you tell me about the Ukraine, please?
I can. The Ukrainians have been having a bit of a shit time, what with the war and all. So if you are able to donate some money to support Ukrainian refugees, you can do so by the link in chat. You can either just straight up donate to the Emergency Action Appeal, which is an Australian group of charities and not-for-profits, or you can purchase a copy of the Curious Compendium of Slavic Myth, which is a wonderful Ukrainian-inspired D&D book. It's got creatures, it's got subclasses, it's got One Shot, which we have played. You can watch it on our YouTube. It has a beautiful map of the Ukrainian area, and it can be yours for the very reasonable donation of £1 to the British Red Cross Appeal for Ukraine. But the donation is not capped, so you can give them as much money as you want to.
Bloody champions.
Or if you can afford to, just give them £1, take the copy of the cool thing. You're still a great person.
Yeah. And I must also shout out Wooten Forge, the creators of WA's finest handcrafted wooden tabletop accessories, or possibly even the world's. They create marvelous things out of recycled and exotic hardwoods, like this gorgeous Jara Dice Keeper, fastened together with marvelous, very, very strong magnets, so your dice will not run the risk of falling out. Check them out at wootenforge.com/Corsairs Cove, and we get a cheeky kickback, you bloody champions. Good on you guys. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. We need to go and raid somebody now. I'd like to raid Mike Moans, because Mike is a lovely person, and he's probably painting something rather marvelous. So we'll go and drop a raid over on Mike Moans. Chaotic Platypus, you are very bloody welcome. You were really on fire this season. I'm glad you think so. I don't think they were, actually, though Tooth is now, and as is Julio, actually, come to think of it. So we will drop a raid over on Mike Moans. Throw your favourite raid emotes up in chat. Tell Mike where you came from and show them the love like you always do. And we'll see you same bat time, same bat channel on Monday night for some more Humblewood, or maybe over on the Lawrite on Sunday. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.